if you had gone down the right path. History may have changed.
We've been kidnapped by some kind of crazy psycho! We need to get above ground.
The name's Yellow Feet. Hang on tight, because you're all going to play a little game of fate for me. So, who will be victorious and get back to the surface?
From renowned game writers Kotaro Uchikoshi and Kazutaka Kodaka comes a charming and vivid story of friendship and mystery that will captivate new and experienced players alike. Coming to Nintendo Switch Spring 2021.
No, me gusta el diseño de personaje.
Muy bien, gente. Estrenamos nueva claqueta.
Here goes.
Y esta vez con nuevo diseño para el canal de Twitch. Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Hiragame98 para todos ustedes. Y en esta ocasión que me está acompañando con ustedes, Uroboros.
No, pues demasiadas presentaciones para alguien que no corta ni pincha sobre nada.
Hija de tu madre. No, ya hablé con Basara y dije que no iba a poder. Desgraciado.
Se escapó antes de que lo buleen.
Pero que por cierto, Basaru, si estás viendo esto, deja de bajarte los pantalones, hijo de tu puta madre.
O por lo menos revisa primero si tienes los pañales correctos.
Oh, Dios mío, Dios mío. Nintendo Switch. Este video contiene cosas.
Animalitos. Contiene animalitos. Ya había visto esto en el DS.
¿De veras?
Sí, en Nintendo habían jueguitos así de criar perritos y gatitos.
Take special care of these fluffy little friends in this new simulation game, Pups and Purrs Animal Hospital, pouncing on Nintendo Switch later this year.
Ah, the 20th century. A quaint time when you could hire a simple moving van to transport your goods. Well, not anymore. Here in the 23rd century, we drive big honking tanks across
ahora tanquecitos.
Welcome to your onboarding, Fat Cat Shipping Company.
¿A qué me recuerda ese juego, oye?
It's a challenge to keep one of our tanks running as you drive it. It's even harder to do both of those things while firing weaponry at our competitors. That's why our best drivers
había un minijuego de esto en el
dashing
¿cómo es que
industrialists,
se llama?
proud capitalists,
En el Bioshock, en el 1 o el 2, no me
you'll
acuerdo.
be given access to our company's most
Que
sophisticated
había que guiar corrientes de agua por una tubería para poder abrir una...
Creo que también era un juego clásico de Windows, a mi parecer.
Sí, también.
Sí, creo que era en el Microsoft Edge que está ese videojueguillo. No, creo que era Microsoft. Si no mal no recuerdo.
Want to destroy rival tanks in the company of friends? Be my guest. You can crush our competition with up to 4 other drivers at once. Quite frankly, there are some jobs so tough you'll probably need the help. For instance, not every neighborhood is pleased to see tanks roll through. Some locals, like those testy broccoli chaps, might try and stop you. Do what you must to make sure our profits are safe.
Life as a new courier for Phineas Fat Cat the 15th and New Pangea won't be easy.
Gira y Uroboros. Por el peinado de la pelirroja pensé que era Persona 5 Striker. Siempre hablando de Persona 5.
Hay gente que está muy metida en el Persona, pero están olvidados de Shin Megami.
Ya ves. Pero vete, ¿qué te parece? ¿Qué te parece el fondo que estrenamos aquí para el canal de Twitch? Ya luego lo ves ahí en mi transmisión. O lo puedes ver ahorita.
No, no lo puedo ver.
No, un momento.
Veo una pantalla negra.
Ya, dame un momento que le estoy quitando el sonido de...
Tan negra como el fondo.
Maldita sea, pero que ya estoy arreglando aquí unas cosas.
El fondo del estuche donde el Bazaru guarda su contenido inapropiado. Sí, el cabrón no estará aquí, pero seguiré bulleándolo.
Ya, ahí está.
Oh, se ve interesante. Se ve
Ese...
más llamativo. Digo por los colores.
Ok.
La conjunción de colores ayuda a llamar la atención donde está el texto.
From the developers of an organ harvesting game comes the dungeon agriculturalization roguelike, The Sealed Ampule, launching this March. Agriculturalize your dungeon to nurture and harvest the materials you need, so you can head deeper into the dungeon to repeat the process. Lose yourself in this dungeon nurturing game and farm to your heart's content. That was fantastic. Let's keep it going with a look at the next League of Titles.
Ok.
皆さんこんにちは。
Oh, por Dios.
そしてミカです。
Kawa.
こんな格好してるんですけども、一応社長
Van a hablar de los DLCs de las HoloLives.
Hololive, creo que a alguien le gustaba eso. No me acuerdo quién.
リス6では
¿Bazaru era?
シナリオの
Ashiro, creo.
Ah. Es lo que se está perdiendo Shira en este momento.
海外展開なんて考えてもなかったですし、
Tranquilo.
まさか海外
Se lo spamearé en
考え
Twitter.
てなかったんですけども、たくさん
Es decir, mi contraparte me está spameando. Vamos a ir.
ここまでリスガイアシリーズを、続けてこられたんじゃないのかなっていうふうに、考えておりまして、非常に嬉しく思っております。
Yo por el momento no puedo leer comentarios. Que alguien me haga ese favor por Twitch. A ver.
ぜひご期待いただきたいですし、もしそうですね、いろんなアイデアとか、ね、意見とかいただけましたら、
A ver, creo que de hecho le voy a pasar a Auro el canal. ¿Por qué no me deja?
2021年6月29日欧州で発売いたします。どうぞお楽しみにご期待ください。ありがとうございました。
¿Pero qué juego es?
Disgaea.
Disgaea.
Sí, Disgaea 6.
Disgaea 6.
Ah, sí, son los nuevos DLCs de Disgaea.
Disgaea 6. Yo estaba como que pensando más de lo que debía. Aparte de la Beatriz y aparte mío. Sí, y aparte del Bazaru que no se ha presentado, pero que se cambian los pañales.
Pues,
aparte de estos personajes, tendrían que aparecer las HoloLives, que solamente van a hacer un pseudo cameo, porque van a poner las voces. Los modelos de personajes no son de las HoloLives.
No sé nada.
Prácticamente son un skin de un personaje ya jugable. Oh,
Dios.
Gunvault.
長らく達成してますけども、
Creí que estaba muerto esta franquicia.
順調に制作の方は進んでます。
Estaba muerto.
津田の方とですね、ガンガン作ってるんですけども、俺としてはですね、 しっかりと
Tengo un par de amigos que se van a alegrar
ア
cuando
クション
sepan
ディ
que
レ
va
ク
a
ター
salir
を
el 3.
1人追加するっていう決断をしました。津田と一緒に、しっかり作れるメンバーということで、宮沢名人をですね、今回指名してですね、彼と一緒にやっていくっていうのをやろうということでですね、始めました。発売の方は2022年になりますけども、必ずいい作品にしてですね、面白いアクションを作っていきますので、皆さん期待しててください。よろしくお願いします。
ガンボルトギブスのアクションディレクターを任された宮沢です。稲船さんの協力もあってキリンのアクションもバシッと決まって、ようやく開発の波に乗ってきたので楽しみに待っていてください。
Se ve bueno. Así como los anteriores, pero eso no justifica que el primero ya se quede tomado del DS y no sé, ahí sí me quedo con dudas, pero este está mucho mejor. Esqueleto de imágenes.
Azure Striker Gunvault 3.
Maxwell Power, están todas.
In Azure Striker Gunvault 3, fates are sealed as paradigms shift.
Así que se va para el 2022. Bueno, tengo amigos que van a empezar a llorar cuando les diga esto.
¿Y ahora qué será? Porque estoy pendiente con lo de Streamlabs Tech.
Bueno,
me tocó utilizar la aplicación de Twitch. Bueno, tenemos 3 espectadores, 52 seguidores, 12 minutos de transmisión. Y vamos a ver. Dame un momento, sé que me vas a odiar, Uro. Necesito revisar comentarios.
Adelante.
Dice, me ignoran los malos. No, pues sola. No haces caso, chico. Dice, qué lindo pingüinito. Iron Dude, muchas gracias por ese host. ¿Vieron la presentación de Andy Walker? Sí, la vimos. Qué lindo pingüino bonito. Hola, el raza, el gorrito del pingüino es adorable. Bueno, pues solo. Dame ese caso, chico. Feliz de ver Inofune. Betty, te lo he dicho, Inofune no es el bendito. A ver, envidia a los mexicanos porque al visto eso más allá, sí, vuelvo, debo jugar, pero no he visto. En 2002, que espera, me ignoran todos. Tranqui, dice Iron Dude. Hola Iron Dude, ¿cómo andas? Ahora sí puedo leer los comentarios.
Perfecto.
There's no telling what may come of this.
Entrando en el mundo de Odisea.
We never programmed
Solo estoy
anyone else or
molestando,
capable of
Betty.
doing catastrophic
Bendito
damage
raza.
like that in the World's Odyssey.
Code's going nuts. I can't
Esperen un
believe what's
momento,
happening.
le va a pasar el enlace aquí a Ouro. ¿Dónde estás? Ouroboros, Ouroboros. Ahí está.
Perfecto.
En efecto, mi estimado Ouro.
Meet your mission. I'll crush you. Die, 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 die.
Ahora sí, dejando esto.
What does the end of the world mean? Wake up.
Pre-order Death and Request for Nintendo Switch now with limited run games and wishlisted at the
Está chévere.
Ahora. Tengo los dos juegos.
Tienen los dos juegos.
De esta franquicia. Sí, de esta franquicia. Después.
¿Este qué es?
Los compré junto con los de Neptunia. Aún no los toco.
Uno los toca. Y la betista que se ríe.
Oh, esto apesta a Otome.
No soy de adentrarme en canciones japonesas, pero bueno. Cierto. Iron. Tenemos 4 espectadores. Uy, es que esta mañana pixelar lo mejor. Dice la Betty. Quiero un Persona 5 Arena con gráficos de 2D. Sí, pero que no sean de Spider Z, por favor. Bandai Altus, no la vayas a cagar, por favor. Llama a Arc System Works para que puedan hacer eso. A ver, chicos, el logro que se está haciendo en este momento, por favor, 5 espectadores que platiquen en este directo. Necesitamos 5 espectadores que platiquen para sacarlo.
Working for a secret government organization, Agent Shino monitors powerful beings who
No toques a mi juego, Mugen. Déjame ese juego, por favor. Déjamelo. Así como que, mi precioso, mi precioso.
Cada vez que alguien tiene algo que atesora, solo hace que me den más ganas de profanarlo.
¡Sí! ¡A mí también me dan ganas de profanar a esa persona!
No, yo hablo de sus tesoros.
Acá y con esto. ¡A matarse en pixelitos! Venga para acá.
Ya había un juego de esto, de pelea, creo que no era el Kunio-kun.
Ya había un juego de esto. A ver, Tom, ya tenemos un gatito, ya la Betty le va a encantar. ¡Una palta!
¡Oh, por Dios!
Una falta en este juego como personaje jugable.
Encima le pusieron como nombre abocado para no hacer el típico versus de Latinoamérica.
Ya sé.
Falta o aguacate.
Sí, es aguacate, ya sé, raza, ya sé, bro.
No,
estoy
sí,
diciendo...
yo también lo sé, pero en mi país lo conocí toda mi vida como palta y yo estoy diciendo palta hasta la muerte.
Aguacate hasta la muerte. Aquí en Colombia le decimos aguacate, dice.
Lo sé, pero
yo también lo sé, por eso le dije palta.
Entiendo el lado del aguacate, pero también entiendo el lado de la palta.
Espérate. ¿En serio, Betty? No me digas lo obvio. Yo solo quería que te iniciara la controversia.
Pues hay una que le gana a todos.
Oh, no.
Testículo de árbol.
Testículo de árbol, ay no. Era para explicar al raza, pero la raza ya lo comprende, Betty. Es decir, la voz de un niño.
Experience classic RPG hits with Prinny presents
Soul
NIS
Nomad,
Classics Volume
Phantom
1,
Brave.
featuring Phantom Brave and Soul Nomad. Coming to Nintendo Switch Summer
Bueno, si
2021.
está hecho por el mismo estudio que hace...
We're almost at the finish, but
debe
the
estar
fun's not
bueno.
over yet. Get a hint of what's in store with these upcoming releases.
Axis. Pelea de peces. ¡Pelea de peces!
Juego de pez. La forma de gastar tu dinero de forma
Evertime Final 2.
deportiva.
Sí.
Comillas, comillas.
Es que en Japón le gusta mucho el... a mí creo que se ve bonito.
Pero preferiría los diseños antiguos. Ahora está muy bichonen.
Está muy bichón, dice el otro.
Inti Creates and Sunsoft present the final piece of a trilogy.
Maxwell, ¿qué estás haciendo ahí?
Ganando el pan.
Attacker embarks on a brand new adventure.
Sé que SNK te está llamando para que ganes el pan, pero ¿por qué ahí? No lo entiendo. Ya, te reconoce porque tienes una grandiosa voz, no.
Jason's third battle against
¿Y
mutant
por qué no? El cabrón necesita comer. Tiene que pagarle la colegiatura a sus hijos.
Ah, tiene que pagarle la rienda a Shiro. Ah, no, al Bazaro que está acá, todavía en pañales.
blasting action is here.
De algún lado se tiene que conseguir el dinero para las 25 toneladas de pañales que se gastan al día.
Blaster Monster.
Thank you for watching the second ever New Game Plus Expo. We're thankful to the teams that worked hard to put this presentation together, and for gamers like you who inspire us to do what we do. Don't forget to stick around for the post-showcase stream.
Muy bien.
And follow us on social media. Visit the New Game Plus Expo website at ngpx.games for all game trailers and additional details.
Ahora falta Arsis.
Without further ado, let's get into the stream.
Ok.
Right where you are, because Inti Creates is kicking off our Twitch stream.
Bueno, Inti Creates, hasta ahora es la presentación para que almorcemos. ¿Qué les parece la canción de fondo? Está chévere. Bueno, ya comencemos. Vamos a tomar un pequeño descanso y a preguntarnos de cómo fue ya el inicio del New Game Expo, mi estimado Ouroboros.
Pues conozco la mitad de las cosas que han presentado, la otra mitad ya la habían pseudo filtrado en estas últimas semanas, si estuviste revisando Twitter, y si no, no importa, ¿quién carajo revisa Twitter todo el tiempo?
Adivina, el conejo pixelado en pañales.
Pim pom.
Pim pom. Que por cierto, y vamos a crear un hashtag para cuando Bazar no esté aquí presente. Que será hashtag Bazar conejo en pañales. Ahí está. Hashtag conejo en pañales.
No he dicho pañales usados, pero bueno.
También, hashtag conejo en pañales usados. Ok.
Ahí tranquilamente pueden dejar sus memes y dibujos y mensajes privados al deudor. ¿Por qué? Porque el cabrón de seguro debe un montón de pañal.
Sí, pero también recuerden de que Bazaro dijo en diciembre que iba a continuar con el Sakura Wars. Shemue lo dijo. Yo también se lo digo.
No lo termino.
No. Es un bendito.
Creo que esto se volvió personal.
¿Te presto el rifle de francotirador o la escopeta?
Tengo mi katana.
¿Esa katana es explosiva o no lo es?
Digamos que con la fuerza que le voy a meter tal madrazo. Explosiva, queda poco.
Sí, creo que queda poquito. Bueno, todavía no. Ya cuando comience por acá. Yo sí cuando vi que estaban transmitiendo dije, pucha, voy a tener que levantarme a ponerme en marcha.
No, pues. Si quiere participar del mami, hay que levantarse temprano.
Sí, digo que si Masaru no está, si Shiro tampoco, entonces hay que ponerse bien los pantalones bien apretaditos para que no se le caiga de nuevo. Ah, no, eso es Masaru.
Cabrón, hay que comprarle nuevo cinturón.
Nuevo cinturón. No. A ver, Raza, Betty, pueden estar aquí en nuestro directo por un momento. Por si quieren. No, si quieren. Y luego ya se regresan para hacer el gira sin cinturón. Ay, Betty, qué atrevida eres. Eres una atrevida, Betty. No. ¿Cómo está eso? ¿Cómo está eso, Betty? ¿Cómo está eso? No me sabía esas mañas. Ah, bueno. De Nichi Crates. El inicio de esta transmisión son los catálogos que van a presentar. Ok. Entonces... ¿voy a revisar qué? Ay, Dios mío, con esta Betty. Gira troleador y escopetero. ¿Qué pasa, mujer? Y lo bueno es que el sonido, lo bueno es que la música lo compensa. Ando revisando Twitter. Voy a compartir el enlace. Usted que tiene Twitter, Ouroboros, ¿usted me sigue?
Creo suponer que sí.
A ver, ¿qué suponer?
Deme un segundo que revise.
Va a tener que precisar las profundidades.
A ver, mi Twitter. Mi Twitter dice que no lo sigo.
Ah, que me siga, porque ahí publico lo que es del Twitch. Así, y tenemos galletas. Ahora falta el cara del libro.
Muy bien, se ha ganado un suscriptor.
Un seguidor. Gracias, su merced. No voy a decir su nombre real, por respeto.
Tranquilo, me vale madre. Todo nadie importante me sigue.
A ver, vamos a revisar. Dice Feria Internacional de Estudios en Japón. Feria Internacional de Estudios en Japón. Continúa a echarle con universidades. Asista a webinars increíbles, la gran feria de educación de Japón en Latinoamérica. Habla en vivo con representantes de universidades de Japón y accede a una serie de conferencias en línea sobre el estilo de vida, estudios, procesos de solicitud a universidades, cursos 100% en inglés, becas, clases japonés y mucho más. Evento virtual completo. Salud. Sí, esto no. Un evento virtual completo con videoconferencias y presentaciones sobre la educación y el estilo de vida de los estudiantes de Japón. Ay, suscríbase a www.feriadejapon.com. Diablos. Vamos, quién está por ahí en espera. O ya llegó el Rece.
Sí, ya llegué.
Ya llegó Raza. Falta la Beatriz, por favor, Betty, preséntese. Porque si no le voy a sacar un escopetazo de pintura ahí en la cara. Bueno, eso.
¿Cómo van?
Bien. Estará esperando para el...
De pintura.
Sí, de pintura. Llegó la Beatriz. Oye, Beatriz, ¿no me sabía esas mañas o qué?
Yo te voy a hacer nomás, bobito.
Sí, cómo no, hazte la loca.
Sí, lo que tú digas.
Sí, lo que digas, Beatriz. Cinturón, ¿para qué necesito cinturón si tengo uno?
Llamada, con permiso.
Si tengo un cinturón, Beatriz. Y apostaría que estaría escuchando por allá. Ay, solo nada más que prepare lo demás, prepara ya todo el resto. Se demoran es por una simple y sencilla razón. Está editándolo.
Oh, trabajo de esclavo.
Sí, trabajo de esclavo. Bueno, ya tenemos 3. Pero solo faltaría. Por ende, ya le va a pasar el enlace a... no, pero ahora ya está viendo eso. Se silenciaron estos dos benditos. Ya me las van a pagar después.
Intenta no sacarte el
Mira, te haría la escopeta, pero algo me dice que sí vas a hacerlo a propósito, Uro.
Me tientas.
Ay, pero nada más que no se ponga como loquita. ¿Qué diablos es esto? Espérate. Mira, esto te lo voy a dejar en un topic. Ay, es que míralo.
Volví, tenía que atender un llamado y lamentablemente Chile retrocedemos a fase 2 porque aglomeración de gente, regresos a clases, etcétera.
Retrocedemos a eso. Auro, revisa lo que te dejé en los topic, por favor. Dime que eso es fuera de contexto.
A ver, off topic. ¿Nani?
Oh, por Dios. ¡Betty, no lo revises! Oh, Dios mío, ya lo está revisando.
Estoy abierto porque lo estoy buscando.
Diablos.
Ok, las hormonas hacen daño.
¡Sí! No, ¿qué le pasa a esta gente?
Tiene que ser una broma.
¿Qué?
Tiene que ser una broma, Kira, ¿en serio?
Ay, oye, tampoco es que te alteres demasiado.
Oye, te estoy agarrando para el deseo.
Ay, qué deseo ni qué tanto pañales, güey. Ya se acaban los pañales. No, Basaro tiene que comprarse uno. Basaro tiene que comprarse uno y nuevo cinturón para los pantalones.
Bueno, y ¿qué más decir? ¿Que vieron el tráiler de CNK presentando a Andy?
El personaje más buscado para Mike, que se lo quiere ya. Sí, eso. Así como que explicándole que por qué no hubo boda. Andy, eres un desgraciado para no pedirle anillo de bodas. Y por eso todo el mundo se la quiere comer entera.
Sí, incluso en los anime y en los cómics no es canónico su relación amorosa.
Sí es canónico. Lo que pasa es que huye del matrimonio.
En realidad se está dudando de la canonicidad de esa cosa.
Sí, se está dudando. Mira lo que dijeron Topi, demonios. Ah, caray, es Mr. Satan de los Simpsons.
Ya lo vi. Ya lo vi.
La Betty está que no se aguante la risa, así como que... Ay, iba contigo. A ver, vamos a seguir buscando. Oh, esta sí no lo voy a pasar. ya será para uno. ¿Y ahora qué? Mensajes, Auti. Hasta luego por el momento. El tiempo que se demora editando todo el video para una compañía. Uy, es tremendo. Pero vamos a ver cuánto.
Sí, y yo.
Dale.
Y que tiene que diga que me da feliz de ver a Inafune. Además, estuvo de visita a México, lo cual le tengo envidia en buena. Y malo que mis amigos mexicanos tuvieron autógrafos de parte de él.
Pero
no es la primera vez que lo visita.
Sí. Pero Betty, recuerda esto. ¿Cómo es posible que Inafune sea famosa, pero si no es el creador, solo es el diseñador? A ver. Ya está con ese.
Bueno, hay diseños que representan toda una marca o una generación. Y por algo la fama le terminó ganando y le terminó mordiendo el trasero cuando fue a financiar algo en Kickstarter.
Deme un momento porque estoy que no aguanto.
Sí, incluso como pasó con Rockman X5.
Betty, yo creo que vas a ver a alguien que tenga una barba extra larga pero que le pesa tanto.
Ya, y...
Revísalo.
Estúpido meme. En fin.
Ya está como que... Tengo barba, pero... Dios. Ay, Mario, el más rechazado por la princesa Peach.
En todo caso,
El hermano consiguió algo que
le fresonea más bien.
Me ando solito porque no tengo nada que hacer. La princesa. Me ando presionando un poquito. Otra vez.
Bueno, yo por cierto me voy retirando porque después tengo muchas cosas que hacer, así que se me cuidan y gracias por estar un ratito.
Hágale pues, Betty. Si algo ahí me paso a apoyar con el raid. Aunque ya lo hizo Iron Dude, pero puedes hacerlo tú también.
Sí, dependiendo de cuánto rato esté las presentaciones, porque todavía hay mucho que mostrar en esto. Así que bye.
Vale, Betty. Que por cierto, muchachos, denle un peluche para su husband. La Betty me estaría diciendo: ¡Gira! ¡Córtala! Ay, la Betty siempre se va a hacer hijo. A ver, chicas guerreras. Esta imagen, yo creo que esta imagen te va a encantar, bro.
A ver.
Se le congela el Discord. Pero aquí es donde voy diciendo: ¿dónde está mi Mai, hijos de su madre?
Pues yo reemplazaría a la Chun-Li por Mai.
Pero la Chun-Li representa a Capcom. Pero ¿quién representa por SNK? Ni idea. Al menos que un nuevo traje de Mai tenga que cubrirse los bustos y, por supuesto, las nalgas. Y te estoy hablando a ti, China. Que ya sé que tienes intenciones de cómo cubrirle eso. Aunque ya una vez pasó eso en un juego pachinko de King of Fighters, pero que nunca lo tomaron en cuenta y ahora lo están tomando en cuenta.
Y bueno,
¿Qué se le puede hacer?
Los pachincos a veces están adelantados y te spoilean cosas. Como pasó con el pachinko de Silent Hill.
El pachinko de Silent Hill.
O sea, prácticamente el pachinko spoileó lo que pasó en la segunda película. ¿Recuerdas ese extraño acontecimiento que pasó en la segunda película? Como dos personajes que no tenían que por qué aparecer juntos en la película aparecían juntos y luchaban.
Diablos.
Bueno, el pachinko se adelantó.
¿Qué dice? Get ready for the ultimate. Damas y caballeros, ya comenzó. Ya vamos a iniciar muy pronto. Oro.
Sí.
Ya dejó de decir de que están analizando eso. Entonces, vamos a iniciar. Ya van a comenzar pronto. No regrese. Dice regresaré en un momento. Aviso arrepentido. ¡Maldito aviso arrepentido! Ya se lo quité. Es por si no estoy, pero... ¡Ay, qué fail! Pero todavía no comienzan.
No, están ahí con la musiquita.
O sea, ya van a terminar de renderizar.
Sí, es que están renderizando algo.
Sí, es que están renderizando algo. Voy a leer la noticia de Ulti. De Dragon. Sí, de Dragon Ball. Se escucha muy raro. Se escucha muy raro esa actualización de 8 bits. A ver. Aquí lo... Listo, para no dejar solo la pantalla. La pantalla de espera. Ay, ya comenzó. Vamos de una vez al evento.
Welcome to the NGPX live stream showcase right here at Inti Create's headquarters in beautiful Chiba, Japan. I am your host, Inti Create's producer and localization director, Matt Papa, and it is an absolute delight to be with all of you guys here today. Thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with us here. It's an honor. It's a true honor to be the top batters of the lineup.
Yo siendo troleado por el New Game Plus Expo. ¿No será que tú te sientes troleada porque no tuviste tu peluche ahí de esa convención? Oiga, no estaría mal de que hiciera una mascota para ese evento, ¿no lo crees? Oro.
Pues todo depende del tamaño de la mascota y si lleva pañales o no.
Si lleva pañales, nos vamos a salir con la nuestra.
Siempre.
Mientras tanto. Y digo, mientras tanto.
The reveal of Blaster Master 03 coming July 29th, 2021. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so happy for all the Gunvault fam and all the Blaster Master fam out there. I know you guys have been waiting patiently, and it's been an absolute pleasure to bring this.
A ver, vuelve un momento mientras tú me apoyas en los comentarios de aquí en la transmisión. No en los que están en la caja de comentarios, sino de la misma transmisión, Oro. ¿Te parece?
Ok.
Vale, te deja el micrófono. Voy a traer una cosa, ya vuelvo.
Here with me that are going to be joining me in this very seat right here. So, to kick things off, I figure, let's do it in the order of which we showed off the stuff. for NGPX. So I want to kick this stream off with some Azure Striker Gunvault goodness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And there is no one better to showcase said Azure Striker Gunvault goodness than the brand new action director himself in the flesh, Mr. Hiroki Miyazawa. Let's welcome Miyazawa-san to the stream. Dozo, come on, Miyazawa-san. Patch, 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 patch. Yay! Yay! いやいやいや、こちらこそありがとうございます。まあそうです。まあ北米はおはようございます。おはようございます。Yeah, so good morning for all you in North America. まあ欧州ならまあこんにちはって感じですね。はい。こんにちは。For Europe, hello. A nice hello to you. So as you saw from the NGPX reveal for Gunvault 3, Miyazawa-san here is the brand new action director for Azure Striker Gunvault 3, and he's going to have some really good insight to share with you guys. So I just want to get his thoughts on.
Pues aún no hay nada de Genshin
really cool.
por el momento. Y por ahora solamente van a hablar del Gunvault 3 y que se va para el 22.
だいぶ難航していたので、もういろんな人に相談してヒントとかアイデアとかをもらって、ようやく形になったかなっていう感じで、だいぶプレッシャーが強いですね。
強いですね。はい。Yeah, so he's working right alongside the other directors you have in place, Keiji Inafune and Yoshihisa Tsuda, who have been directing the action from Gunvault from day one. But Miyazawa-san here, you know, he's feeling the pressure of working with these two legendary creators. But he's doing an amazing job. I mean, those of you may not know, he actually has a quite amazing pedigree to him. そうですね。宮沢さんはディレクターとしては初めてじゃないですよね。はい。他のタイトルのディレクターですよね。
カーストオブザムーンとかカーストオブザムーン2のディレクターやってました。
そうですね。Yeah. So Miyazawa-san here is the director of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Some amazing titles we put out over here for the past couple years. So all of you Gunvault folks out there, you are in very good hands with Miyazawa-san being part of the team and joining the Gunvault fray. We still got some time. We got till 2022, so hang tight while Miyazawa-san and the team work on this amazing game. まあそうですね。まあ22年までちょっと待てないといけないんですけど、まあみんなお互いに頑張りますよね。
はい、頑張ります。
So since Miyazawa-san is here with us, I figured there is no better person to showcase some quality Gunvault content for him. So we prepared something very special for you guys today. We have, for the first time on any English-speaking live stream, actual gameplay demo of Azure Striker Gunvault 3 for you here today. And Miyazawa-san is going to take the controls and showcase some GV3 action for us. What do you think? どうですか？みんな英語の生放送として、まあ、GV3 の生プレイは初めてになりますので、はい、
そうですね。
まあちょっとまあプレッシャー、まあどこにいてもプレッシャーだから、はい、頑張ってください。
頑張ります。
So I'm going to pass this controller over here to Miyazawa-san.
はい。
And we're going to switch things over to the game screen, and we are going to get ready for some Gunvault action. He's going to show us the good stuff. All right. So looks like we got the screen up there, and this is of course the Japanese title screen for Azure Striker Gunvault 3. Those of you who didn't know, the title is different in Japanese. It's not Azure Striker, it's Armed Blue. なんか海外のユーザーが、まあアジュアストライカーじゃなくて、日本語はアームドブルーをしてるかどうかわからないけど、ちょっと面白いんじゃないかなと思ってて、みんなの想像と違うもの。はい。Alright, so we're gonnaじゃあ始めましょうか。
はい、始めましょう。
OK。
じゃあスタート押していきます。
OK。
今回はですね、以前レジゲー博で日本のお客さんに遊んでもらった体験版のロムをやっていきます。
そうですね。Yeah, so this is actually the ROM that we, the last event we were able to have in Japan back in, 11月でしたっけ ?10 月、11月、数ヶ月前ね。はい。Yeah, a couple months ago we had an event called Digital Game Expo here in Japan, where we first showcased this ROM here live in Japan for the first time, and now we are bringing it to you here.
はい。
So, じゃあ、やりましょう。
はい。 体験版では2つのステージが選べるんですが、まず、上のクリスマスの街というステージを始めていきます。
Okay, yeah. So we got the 2 stages up here. We're gonna start with the one above. These are not final English names. I know the localization director, but don't quote me just yet. Like a Christmassy town.
キリンはですね、まあ普通に歩いたり、ジャンプしたり、走ったり。
Yeah, so we got the
Olvidemos con el
here.
personaje nuevo.
Of course, he's just
Una
showcasing
ciudad
how
navideña.
she can run, she can jump, she can climb up them walls.
はい。で、あとは攻撃で剣を振ることができます。
Yeah, so her attack pattern, different from what you may have seen from the likes of, say, Gunvault or Copen. Kirin here, her main weapon is her sword. And of course, you saw her throw the futa mo nagete yo ne. Yeah, so she's got the sword and she throws these special talisman that you will see how those work in just a moment. Hi. She's a fast one. As you hear from the peanut gallery, the hoo-ha-hoo. So as you can see, she can just go up and...
Tenemos pequeñas, ¿cómo decirlo? Referencias a cierto personaje rojo de la franquicia de Mega Man. A cierto personaje que le gusta explotar en 20 pedazos en cada juego.
But they'll obviously counterattack and you'll be more susceptible to damage. But if you throw these talisman here, now did you see that? Did you see that? If you notice, yeah. So did you see that? When you throw the talisman at the enemies, it actually makes them weaker. So it is in your best interest to throw those talisman. But you notice that too. あらららどういうことですか、宮沢さん。
お札を当てると敵の接触ダメージがなくなります。
すごくない？
なのでこういう一見
Al parecer si le pegan con uno de esos talismanes, el enemigo su área de ataque se disminuye y puedes evitar el daño.
You will not take damage from being smacked into from enemies. However, you can of course still take damage from bullets and projectiles and all those other kinds of things. But as long as you got the talisman effect going on the enemy, you will not take damage from smacking into them, which is, kind of a 2D action game. そうですね、2D アクションゲームの基本は、敵をぶつかるとダメージ受けるんじゃないですか。これみんな喜びそうかなと思います。
そうですね。アクションハイスピードアクションのゲームをうちではよく作ってるんですけど、移動が速すぎて敵にすぐぶつかっちゃうじゃないですか。
そうですね、確かに。
なのでお札を
Bueno, al parecer el marcar a un enemigo con los talismanes solo evita que el daño por contacto físico no afecte tu personaje, haciendo que puedas encadenar en varios golpes. Pero si te golpean con una bala o con un ataque como el espadazo que va a recibir enseguida, corta la probabilidad de hacer un enganche con combo.
お札を当てると敵に大ダメージを与えられるので、こうやってお札をたくさん当ててから。
いいね、いい感じ。Yeah, so I mean, it's really in your best interest because it's not only just avoiding the damage, but the enemies will take more damage when they're under the effect of the talisman. So you really want to make use of Keating's talisman when you're fighting off these baddies because it makes a world of difference. Absolute world of difference. いや全然違いますよね。札使っても使わなくても全然違いますよね。あらら
今回もちゃんとモルフォの新曲が入ってます。
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? A familiar sound for all of you GV folks out there. Yeah, that's right. That is, of course, the voice of the lovely Lumen. You are hearing as a brand new Lumen track. Lumen is back. You will not miss the beat. She is here. なんかモルフォの新曲を聴くなんてすごい盛り上がるんよね。 まあ真夜中の生放送でちょうどいい。Yeah, Lumen's hype generating music is the perfect remedy for a 2 a.m. live stream, wouldn't you say? I think it is. I think it is. Okay, let's get to the juicy part.
ボスですね。
Boss time. It's
Bueno,
boss time.
ahora viene el primer boss.
You pull, you know, this is a Gunvault game, of course. You pull no punches with these boss fights. I love this motif, the Grim Reaper. なんか死神のモチーフがなんかめっちゃかっこいいなと思って。
このボスは一番最初に作られたボスですね。
あ、そうなんですか。So as Miyazawa was saying, this is actually the very first boss we designed for GB3. あ、
まあ
そういうもんだね。
はい。
ガンボートだからね。
今回の体験版のロムではGV シリーズでおなじみのカゲロウっていう敵の攻撃を無効化するやつあるじゃないですか。それが体験版なのでないんですけど、製品版にはある予定なので。
あ、そうですか。はいはいはい。
ちょっと体験版難しいです。
あ、そうですね。Yeah, so you say actually for what you're seeing here in the demo version is actually probably tougher than your experience may be in the actual game. For those of you who have played any Gunvault game, Gunvault 1, Gunvault 2, Gunvault Chronicles, don't matter. You know that the characters have what's called the pervasion ability, which is basically it's the ability that allows them to avoid damage. And as you can see,
no se preocupen, es un problema del streaming del New Game. No es un problema del streaming del Hero.
So this is kind of like he's basically playing in hard mode. ハードモードですね。
そうですね。
そうですね。キリンのアクションを見るとやっぱまあ GB とアキュラ、まあグランジュいたりしてすごいなんか弾が撃てるんじゃないか。まあ目の前に剣の攻撃となんかガンボートが今までと全然違うんですよね。
そうですね。GV シリーズ今まで素直に剣を振るチャンバラキャラクターがいなかったので、もっと剣振るキャラクターで使いたいってみんなが言うんで、よし、じゃあもうそろそろね期待に応えなきゃいけないと思って。
バイクかっこいい。Oh, that motorcycle. Oh, that's so cool. That motorcycle is dope. I love that. Yeah, he was saying like, we had very much, projectile oriented, with GB and with his gun and the lightning. Oh, well done. GB with his lightning abilities, and of course Copen with his high flying gun action. So the team has kind of always wanted to have a melee sword fighting character. So she has finally come to fruition with Kirin. So that was the first stage. That was the first stage.
じゃあ
15分多分許せないと思う。第2ステージを見せなくて大丈夫。もう大丈夫。大丈夫です。最後はまあちょっとだけでも大丈夫から。
じゃあ行っちゃいますか。
じゃ
あ2つ目のステージ。じゃあ駆け足気味で行きますね。急いで。
宮沢さんパワー。はい。So he was kind of, showcasing, showing off the controls a bit and kind of giving you a taste of some of the basics. And now Miyazawa-san's going to kind of take the chains off a little bit and really go for it this time. So let's see what he's got. Miyazawa-san power. こうどういうステージ名ですかこちらは。
これはロストコンビナートというコンビナートのステージですね。
はいはいはい。Yeah, so this is like a factory refinery type stage, and looks pretty run down. Yeah, this place has seen some better days. It looks like it. We got like the fire pits and stuff like that. Be careful. Checkpoint. ここなんか。PC の完成のアクションデッキなんですけど、ファンさんになんか伝えたいことは特にありますか？
そうですね。今回は結構高低差のあるステージもあって、結構 GV1 の時とか壁蹴り使わなくても遊べるゲームだったんですけど、今回はかなり縦横無尽に 動くゲームになると思います。なんだろう、縦とか横とか広く動き回れるキャラクターになる予定です。
Yeah, so one of the things that that you was talking about, one of the differences that you may find, and this may kind of harkens back to GV1 a little bit, but you'll see it a lot more here. Whereas in Gunvault 3, you know, with just the way that Kieran plays and the way she moves and things like that, you're going to see a lot more stages that kind of go up and down, you know, more vertical stages as opposed to more like side-scrolling. Like, there's going to be a kind of a bit of a shift there. Okay, what's the time of that? Morpho, 立てるから頑張ってください。
頑張ります。
He's got the power of Lumen behind him. He's got the power of Lumen behind him. He can do it. He can do it. I believe. I believe in Miyazawa-san. Oh, this looks bad. That looks bad. This looks bad. Wait, まずそう。まずそう。Uh-oh.
まだ必殺技作ってる途中です。
Yeah, so I think Uno using a special ability. Very excited to give these all proper English names. Oh no!
じゃあここまでかな。
ここまでかな？
はい。
So you'll just have to see what Big Boy Boss feels like when you get your hands on Azure Striker Gunvault 3. まあ難しいですね。まあ特にカゲロウがなくて。
ただまあ今回いろいろ見せたと思うんですけど、これ開発中で今のロムと全然違うものになってるんで、ここにあるものは全然製品版には載らないです。
はいはいはい。
今だいぶ作り直してます。
Ah, そうですか。わかりました。Yeah, so he's saying, you know, obviously this is a work in progress, and you know, this is a lot has changed even from when this ROM was made. So you very much, you know, things will definitely be different in the main game when it comes out. So you got a whole lot to look forward to with brand new stuff. じゃあ宮沢さん、今日はありがとうございました。楽しかったです。
はい、ありがとうございました。
Alright, let's give it up for Miyazawa-san. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。じゃあ、はい。失礼します。
ありがとうございました。Alright, so what did you guys think of a early look at Azure Striker Gunvault 3? Mr. New Action Director himself, Miyazawa Hiroki, up in here. I hope you guys like what you saw, but we are not done yet. Oh, no. Because, that's right, I don't have one, but two. That's right. I got two special guests here for y'all. Oh, just a second. We're gonna reset this, but there's another very special guest that I would like to call to join me here, and that is, of course, for Blaster Master 03, the final piece of a trilogy. July 29th, people. Just a couple months to go. I cannot wait for you to see what we got in store for Blaster Master 0. It's going to be an absolute delight. And on that note, I have another wonderful guest that I would like to call to join me here in the hot seat. Let's give a warm welcome for the Blaster Master 0 series director, Mr. Satoru Nishizawa. Nishizawa-san, onegaishimasu! Yay! あ、なんかいいもの持ってくれました。
おはようございます。
Do you guys see this?
捕まえてきま
Do
し
you
た。
see this? Here, let's make some room for this. ちょっと目の前にちょっと出しちゃいます。Look at this amazing boy that Nishizawa-san brought all the way from our Nagoya office. Having a little mic mishap, that's okay. Nishizawa-san brought this good boy. Hi. Ah, green screen! Chroma key! Oh no. Chroma key is our enemy. Chroma key になってるね. Poor Fred. Look, he's chroma keyed! Oh no! He's chroma keyed. You can kind of see him, sort of. That's the power of chroma key. いや、緑だからね。
そうか。頑張って捕まえてきたのに。
That's too bad because this is a handmade model of Fred from Blaster Master Zero that Nishizawa-san brought all the way from our offices in Nagoya. Ma, しょうがないよ。しょうがないよ。But anyway, so we have, the director himself, Nishizawa-san, has been the director of the Blaster Master Zero series from day one, and it's an absolute joy to have him here to showcase Blaster Master Zero 3 for you guys for the first time. まあどうですか、もう発表しちゃいましたね。
はい、
Blaster Master Zero 3どの感じでしょうかね。
すごいプレッシャーです。
みんなプレッシャー。
発売日出ちゃいましたね。
そうだね。
逃げられない。
You say, like, I'm really feeling the pressure now that we've made the official announcement and, made the official announcement and revealed the release date. He's really feeling the pressure now as director. まあ、ブラザーバスのね、素晴らしい作品だから、まあ、西田さんなら大丈夫だと思います。
ありがとうございます。プレッシャー。
プレッシャーね。So that's you learn your Japanese word for the day. Pressure. It's just pressure, but in a Japanese pronunciation. Pressure. It's all the same thing. You all know what we're talking about. But since Nishizawa-san is here with us today, we want to give you guys a very special look for the very first time of Blaster Master Zero 3. Before we do that, my controller decided to unsync itself. Let's resync my controller so we can actually show you what we want to show you. Come on, controller, you can do it. I believe in you, controller. There we go. There we go. Okay. But yeah, since Nishizawa-san is here with us, we figured what better time to give you a first-hand look at Blaster Master Zero 3. So I'm going to hand the controller off to Nishizawa-san. Let's switch this over. じゃあ始めましょうか。
はい、始めます。ですね、今回作ってる途中の本当にちょこっとだけお見せします。
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, Blaster Master Zero 3 is still very much in the middle of development. So this is just kind of a snippet of what the experience is going to be.
はい。で、今回ゲームの舞台がメタファイトの惑星ソフィアっていう、惑星の、今回は、ドームの中に作られたでっかい街の中を進んでいくような感じですね。
Yeah, so as you may have seen from some of the materials we put out, Blaster Master Zero 3 actually kind of takes place where the Blaster Master Zero and just kind of Blaster Master story all began on the planet Sophia. So Jason has traveled to the planet Sophia, and on this stage you're kind of in the middle of a giant city in like a dome. It's basically a giant dome city, which is where you find ourselves right now.
はい。で今回、ガイアソフィアが、パワーアップしてまして、SP ゲージが2本になってたりとか、手法も、強力になってて、その分 SP を新しく消費したりするような、システムが追加されてます。
Hi. Yeah, so for those of you who are experienced Blaster Master Zero players, you may have noticed that in the top there, there's two gauges now, besides the health bar. The first gauge is, the bluish one, which is for the sub-weapons, as it has always been. But there's a new gauge that allows you to use that gauge to power up your basic shot. So as you saw when he was shooting the cannon earlier, that was depleting. So that powers up your normal shots, and you can use that freely however you want.
はい。ただ、SP を消費しない手法とかもあります。
そうですね。Yeah, so and of course you can decide if you don't want to, spend the energy. You can of course use the normal shot if you want to. That's entirely up to you, but you have that option. You can switch back and forth whenever you want.
じゃあ進めていきます。今まで通り、2の時にあったガイアシステムとかも、そのままあったりとか、ここはガラスの足場を渡っていくような感じですね。
はい。Yeah, so if you've played Blaster Master Zero 2, you may recognize that it's got the Gaia system, which is, for those of you who are not familiar, from Blaster Master Zero 2, when the tank Sophia falls from tall heights, and you hit the ground, that's how you replenish your energy. So for your powered up cannon, for your sub weapons.
こういう芋虫みたいなやつも、メタファイトの頃から伝統であるんですけど、ジェイソンで倒すと。はい。
Yeah, so of course, if you've played the original Blaster Master, you may be familiar with those little kind of caterpillar-like enemies. For that kind of stuff that's really low to the ground, it's really handy to have Jason pop out of the tank and kind of shoot them directly.
でジェイソンも今回パワーアップしてまして、ソフィアから降りるときにショットすると敵を直接狙うロックオンショットっていう。
おー、かっこいい。
かっこいい。
かっこいい。ジェイソンかっこよくなったより。Oh, that's so cool. So, I know for those of you who've played Blaster Master Zero, I know you guys are going to appreciate Jason's new ability if you saw that. So when Jason pops out of Sophia, he now has a homing shot. He has a homing shot now, so that you can deal with those little enemies on the ground. So Jason himself on the 2D side has got, that's like an, それ自動的にホーミングなっちゃいますよね。
そうですね。近くに敵がいると自動的に狙ってくれます。
Yeah, so if there's an enemy close by, it'll automatically home in on those enemies. That is so cool. それかっこいいね。
で、ソフィアの方もサブウェポンが新しくなってて、こういう、ホーミングレーザーが。
それもそうね。新しい武器だね。Yeah, so in Sophia's, the G Sophia's got some new weapons. Without a homing laser shot, the missiles, そのミサイルはブラスターマスの基本なんですけど、そのレーザーは新しい感じですね。Yeah, so I mean the missiles are kind of a Sophia tank standard, but the homing laser is very much a new weapon for this game.
で、マルチロックオンとかもできます。
Yeah, so if you saw the little that shoots out like a radar type thing, and anything in its path, そうにそういうやつに出すと、その中の敵が自動的にパンパンパンパン、複数の敵がいても
いっぺんに倒せます。
Yeah, so it can shoot even shoot a bunch of enemies at once, which is really cool.
で2プレイした人はちょっと見覚えあるかもしれないんですけど、これ
チャット上で見てる。
なるほど。これそうですね。実はこれガルーダが使ってきたホーミングミサイルですね。
Yeah, so I see some of you eagle-eyed folks in the chat have noticed this already, but that is actually the same laser weapon from Blaster Master Zero 2 that the metal attacker Garuda uses. So, yeah, I wonder how that got there. どうやって G ソフィアに入ってたかな。
なんで G ソフィアがガルーダのサブウェポンを使ってるんだろうねっていう。
そうだね。
っていうところがちょっと楽しみにしてもらえると。
そうだね。期待してほしいな。Yeah, so if you're wondering how in the world G Sophia can use the, a homing laser from Garuda, well, you're just gonna have to play the game to find out. Something for y'all to look forward to. Yeah, of course, as in Blaster Master 2, when you run out of energy, you kind of power down for a little bit, and then it refills, and you're good to go. Oh, what is that?
この先に進みたいんですけど、なんか空間が途切れちゃってますね。
Yeah, so yeah, there's like this distortion kind of blocking his path here. どうすればいいんだろうね。
どうしましょうね。
あら、うわ。あらら。
なんか。
Oh, that's so cool.
入りました。
So it's like thisなんていうんですかこれ。
これはですね、次元の歪みっていう空間がひび割れてる現象ですね。
So this is kind of like a dimensional rift that has just opened up in this その壊れてるグラスがめっちゃかっこいいよ。That's so cool, that like breaking glass effect. So you got like a dimensional rift going on here. じゃあどうすれば？
でこれが今回この空間の歪みの中に入っていくっていうのが今回の目玉の VRV システムという。
So that's where one of Jason's new, I guess, features, new abilities comes in, called the VRV system, and that's where you will put that to use here when you find these breaks and dimensional rifts. はい。
じゃあその VRV システムを使って。
やっちゃえ。かっこいい。That's so cool. So when Jason uses the VRV system, he's basically now we are here. じゃあどうする？なんかこの VRV システム使って別の世界みたいですよね。
そうですね。別の空間に移動するっていうようなシステムですね。なのでさっきまで道が塞がれてたのが先に進めるようになってます。
Yeah, so basically you can use the VRV system to basically warp to that alternate dimension behind the rift. And now all that space that was blocked out, now he can proceed through that space. You're basically in an alternate dimension from where you were.
あと2プレイした人には分かるかもしれないですけど、上の方にすごく嫌なものが見えます。
Yeah, so for those of you who have played Blaster Master Zero 2, you may recognize those sort of swirling, glowy bars from on top there. There's something you want to look out for.
これ次元断層って言って当たると一発でや
Yeah,
られてしまう。
those are like kind of like tears in space. And as you see, if you touch those, that's it. That's it. You're done. You're done. That's basically そうだね。そういう空間のなんか昔のゲームのトゲみたいな感じですね。
だから、超次元空間っていうんですけど、ここはすごく危険な場所なんですよね。
Yeah, so this kind of alternate dimension is a very dangerous place to be. Yeah, not somewhere you want to go just for funsies or enjoy riding Sophia. チャット上でいくつかの人がギャザビラじゃないっていう気づいてた。
そうですね、ギャザビラの山が残ります。
Yeah, so I see some of you in chat have kind of noticed a little throwback to the Gather Vera from Blaster Master Zero 2. Evil Eyes in this chat. I like it. I like it. やっぱファンがいますよね。
そうです。意外に人気があるでっかい山です。で、まあさっきあったガラスの足場とかもあったりするんですけれども、で次元断層もいっぱいあってすごく危険なんですが。
Yeah, so if you remember these kind of those glass platforms from before. That you step on once and they break, and you got all these super dimensional tears that are just ripping everything apart. So you really gotta watch your step. You really gotta watch your step in here. はい。
割れちゃいました。どうして
そうだね。まあホバーしかない。うまくホバ
ーできるかな。落っこっちゃうと。
So I guess you kind of he's like I guess we're kind of stuck here. I guess you can only really use gotta put that hover function to good use. どうかな。難しそうけど、まあディレクターならね。
頑張ってみますか。
頑張ってください。あらら。あららら。
さっき言われてた足場が復活しました。
So those glass panels actually come back. I guess maybe this alternate dimension isn't totally bad, but 意外と安全そういうガラスのやつ。で、
まあ今回こういう感じでこれはそのガラスの足場の、時間が逆転して再生してるっていう。
そうだね。全部逆転だからまあ意外と安全になったって感じですね。Yeah, so like when you're in sort of this alternate dimension, everything's kind of flipped on its head, and kind of everything's kind of in reverse. So what was once a very unreliable, you step on it once and it breaks apart. Now it's all of a sudden like it's coming there to save the day for you. So, what's up is down. まあ上が下、下が上って感じですね。What's up is down, left is right.
今回その逆転っていうのがゲームを通して大きなテーマになってます。
Yeah, so that kind of reversal of fortunes, that kind of doing it from the other side, that reversal is a very big part of this game and the design for this game. So keep that in mind.
すごい危険そうですけど、
そうですね。
ちょっと恐る恐る進んでいきましょうか。
Yeah, so I mean that looks like a nasty. 素晴らしい。That's so cool. Did you guys see that? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Look at that. They jump.
さっきはプレイヤーがジャンプしてたギミックなんですけど、今度は逆転して敵がジャンプする。
So there's another perfect example of what he's talking about, where in normal space, that's basically like a trampoline that you bounce that you can use to propel Sophia. But now, but in the alternate dimension, stepping on that platform now propels everything else around you. かっこいいね。なんか楽しいボーンと。面白い。
怖いぞ。
頑張って。You can do it. You can do it. Oh. Yeah, those tears are really nasty. Oh, nice laser. Nice laser. Yeah, that
意外と
すごい
バリアフリーに作られております。
Yeah, basically those glass platforms really kind of make like a barrier-free path for G Sophia to progress through this stage. What do you guys think? Like, まあ怖いぞってチャットで。
すごいハラハラしてます。
やっぱり怖いよね。
もうジャンプしちゃうと当たっちゃいそう。
Yes, and then here you gotta be careful because it's very easy to hit the sort of that rift up there. これ面白そう。やっちゃえ。Oh, brilliant. So you can really put those trampolines to good use. I love it.
また新しく泉が開きましたね。
Yeah, so now we have another rift that just appeared here.
はい、ここが出口の歪みですね。ずっとここを目指して進んでました。
Yeah, so this is kind of like your exit rift, so to speak. So this is kind of what he's been looking for this whole time.
なのでここから VRV システムをオフにして外に出てみると通常空間に戻ってきます。
Yeah, so then you turn the VRV system off, and now you're back in normal space now.
でダンジョンがありますね。でこちら側がさっき途切れてた空間の端っことでずっとここを目指して動いてきてた。
はい。なるほど。Yeah, so now you're kind of seeing when we saw the distorted space before, this is basically the other side of that. So now that he's gone through the dimensional space, he's basically made it to the other side of that. So he's kind of completed the trip, so to speak.
なので、空間が、消失しちゃってるところを、VRV システムで、超次元空間に移動して、
Yeah, so whenever you see those rifts, you can use the VRV system to kind of transport yourself back there, back and forth at will.
で、先に進んで目的地へ向かっていくっていうのが今回の、サイドビューステージの主な遊びになります。
Yeah, so that's kind of like a taste of some of the stuff you can expect in the side view parts of Blaster Master Zero. Because Blaster Master Zero is not just the side view action in the Soviet, but it's also top down. You said there's a dungeon here. There's very much those two aspects. It's the side view action like you're getting here, and of course the top down view inside the dungeon. Hi.
実はここまでです。
But to say the truth, that's actually all we have for you today in regards to Blaster Master Zero 3. So we just have to, そうですね、今度、ダンジョンを紹介します。
そうですね。ダンジョンはダンジョンでまた同じように歪みの中に VRV システムで入っていくっていうような遊びなんですけど、今度はトップビューならではのまたちょっと違った遊びっていうのが入ってくるような感じになります。
Yeah, so you can expect more of the really cool new features like the dimensional rifts and all that kind of cool stuff, and a whole bunch of new exciting action inside the dungeons, inside the side view action as well. So you guys are gonna have a lot to look forward to by the time Blaster Master Zero 3 comes out on July 29th, 2021. 期待しちゃいますよね。これめっちゃ楽しそう。Yeah, and so I figured, we just announced Blaster Master Zero 3 today, but there's probably a bunch of you guys who have never seen Blaster Master Zero before and don't really know what this game's all about. So we figure, since we have the director here with us, it's a perfect time for us to maybe showcase a little bit of the original Blaster Master Zero, because all of the Blaster Master Zero and Azure Striker Gunvault games are on sale right now on Steam as part of the NGPX sale. So that's Blaster Master Zero 2, and of course Azure Striker Gunvault, Azure Striker Gunvault 2, and Gunvault Chronicles Luminous Avenger X, all on sale, 50% off on the Steam sale right now. You can hit that up, check that out. So if you like what you saw today from GV3 or BMZ3, you can see what the predecessors have to show. And since we got some time left for these folks, and since the director is here with us, we're going to play a little bit of Blaster Master Zero 1 as well. じゃあちょっと1の方に、じゃあ移動しましょう。And so, as we showcase Blaster Master Zero 1, I guess now's as good a time as any to tell you guys that for all of you cool cats who stuck around towards the end of the stream, we have a very special present for you guys. Because since we're showcasing Blaster Master Zero 1, we are giving away 10 Steam codes. That's right, we are giving away 10 Steam codes to all you folks in the chat. We're honoring, of course, our good boy, Fred the Frog. That's right. We got Fred the Frog. He is our, I guess, keyword, so to speak. So as you can see in the Streamlabs there, enter the phrase Fred the Froggo. Fred the Froggo. He's a very good frog. Enter Fred the Froggo in chat for your chance to win a copy of Blaster Master Zero on Steam. Fredo, みんな大好きだよね. Everybody loves Fred.
びっくりなんですけどね。
びっくりするほど
そんなにフレッド愛されてるんやっていう。
Yeah, he's actually surprised at how much the Blaster Master faithful seem to love Fred. まあ逆に立って可愛いものだから。まあみんな大好き。
ありがとう。
みんな大好き Fredo. So as we switch things over to the game, you know, he's kind of showing off some of the story where Jason, of course, finds Fred the Frog. While this is kind of going, because I want to show you guys this proper. While this is going, I actually want to tell you a quick little story about how Blaster Master Zero came to be. For those of you who, most of you probably don't know this unless you've seen me at an event before. Blaster Master Zero was born at E3 2015 when a fateful meeting happened between Inti Creates and Sunsoft. And the whole reason why that meeting was able to happen is because my very first day of my very first E3, I completely destroyed my lower back to the point where I literally could not move, and I was bedridden for the latter 3/4 of E3. And because of that, our other team members were now free to do whatever they wanted. And one event led to another, to the point where our team was able to somehow got in on the meeting with Sunsoft and Nintendo, and through a series of events, we became the would-be developers and publishers of Blaster Master Zero. So basically what I'm saying is, long story short, if I did not utterly destroy my back at E3 2015, Blaster Master Zero may not exist. ねえ。ぎっくり腰がなければ、ブラスターマスターゼロも存在しない可能性がある。
そうですね。すごい偶然です。
Yeah, that's quite a coincidence, and I completely agree. じゃあ、ちょっとゲームスタートしましょうか。Yeah, so the story of the original Blaster Master Zero really kind of harkens back to the original NES game, which this is based off of. This used the original NES game Blaster Master Zero as a base, and kind of takes and basically revamps the series from zero, hence Blaster Master Zero. どうですかね、まあちょうどまあ4周年ぐらいですね、ブラスターマスターゼロだと。
そうですね。だから作り始める時期ってもうちょっと早くて、
まあそうですね。
実際は5年ぐらい前になりますね。
Yeah, so Blaster Master Zero, the original here, is actually celebrating 4 years, because Blaster Master Zero was actually a Switch launch title back in 2017, and I cannot believe it's already been 4 years since this game came out. まあ西田さんがまあ最初からディレクターですので、まあどうやってまあじゃあブラスターマスターのまあリメイクとかまあ作りましょう。どうやってなんか元々のブラスターマスターのファンでしたっけ？西田さんだと。
もともとそのまあ日本だと
まあ日本だと
はまあインティに入ってからまあプレイしたことがあって、でただその日本だとブラスターマスター海外版だとブラスターマスターで海外ですごく人気があるっていうことまではあんまり知らなかったです。
はいはいはい。Yeah, so I was asking him like how he ended up, becoming how he ended up becoming the director of this game, and sort of, was he a fan of this game from the beginning? And he was a fan of the original game when it came out in Japan. But if you don't know your Blaster Master Zero history, Blaster Master was called Meta Fight here in Japan, and the story was completely different. そうですね、元々のファミコン版のメタファイトとNES版のブラスターマスターは世界観は全然違うんでしょうね。
でだから まあ、最初その相武さんにある日突然ブラスターマスター作らないって言われて、であんまりよく分からずにやるっつって二つ返事で聞けたら、まあそのよくよく聞いたらまあメタファイトだったっていう。
ああ、そうです。あ、これブラスターマスターイコールメタファイトって、
そこでまあ初めてつながった感じです。
ああ、そうですか。Yeah, so when he was originally approached by our man with the plan, Aizu-san over here, yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." But he didn't even know at the time. He had no idea that Blaster Master was the same thing as Metafight. まあディレクターになろうと思ってたから、まあイエス言われたけど、まあブラスターマスターイコールメタファイトをその段階で知らなかったっていうことですね。面白いね。で、これメタファイトと気づいた時にどの感じでした？
だからメタファイトをその時に改めてプレイし直して、これは確かにインティクレイツが作り直さなきゃ作るべくして作るゲームだなと。
Yeah, so then once he kind of put the pieces together and realized that Blaster Master was Metafight, which is a game he's been a fan of for a long time, he went back and replayed it again and really kind of started to get a feel for what we could do as Inti Creates to rebuild the game from the ground up.
だからまあ新しくガンレベルの、システムを作り直したりだとか、まあ、サブウェポンをどんどん、追加して、まあ、新しいボスを倒してどんどんパワーアップしていくっていうのを、まあプラスしていくとどんどん面白くなるぞっていう、っていうそのなんだろうな、割と早い段階でそういう確信を持って作ってたような感じ。
Yeah, so I mean, kind of one of the goals, you know, if you've played the original Blaster Master and played Blaster Master Zero, then the differences will be really obvious to you. But, you know, we really want to make him, we made a whole bunch of improvements to things like, you know, first of all, as you can see, the Blaster Master Zero and the Blaster Master games are a mix of that sort of top-down isometric view action and this side-scrolling, you know, action in Sophia. So we really want to take the best parts of those and really kind of modernize them and make them more enjoyable for a modern-day game. And I think they've done a bang-up job of doing that. まあ世界観の話なんだけど、まあこのブラスターマスターゼロとまあちょっとまあメタファイトのまあ部分もあって、ブラスターマスターの部分もあって、どうやってその2つの全然違う世界観を巻き込めましたかな？
最初はこのゲームにメタファイトのシナリオと最初はメタファイトのシナリオで考えてて、で途中からメタファイトのシナリオとブラスターマスターのシナリオを、2つ一緒に入れようっていう風に考えてたんですね。で、やってみたら全然そんな時間的余裕がなかったと。で最終的に、そのメタファイトとブラスターマスターのその良いところというかを、その2つをつなげるっていうところに、最終的には、落ち着いていったような感じ。
Yeah, so I mean, when he first started, you know, creating like the story and stuff for the game, you know, he was originally thinking of just doing it as like just a just a meta fight story, right? Like just from what he knew from the Famicom version. And then, you know, as time went on, you you basically, you know, as like, just to kind of give you guys some context, like the Famicom, you know, the Japanese version of this game, Meta Fight, is kind of like this like intergalactic, like space battle. Like it's very like kind of 80s anime, like very, you know, it's a lot more serious and stuff like that. Whereas Blaster Master, it's literally, here's this kid. His pet frog escapes and goes down into this hole where a giant battle tank awaits him, and Jason just gets in the tank and goes to find his pet frog. So Blaster Master Zero is kind of, it takes, as the game's gone on, it takes the kind of like the best parts of both of those and turns them into its own unique blend of the story. まだまだガンレベルが上がってるんですよね。まだ、ショットガンみたいなやつ ちょっと英語で説明しておきます。Yeah, so as you may have noticed now, he's been obtaining different guns as he's progressed through the top-down stages. You know, right now, you know, that's like the basic shot, that's like a piercing shot, and that's like the shotgun. So as you can see, the little G in the top left, he's got 3 out of 8 right now in the bars. So as your gun level goes up, you gain access to different guns, and you can switch back and forth between those at will. So now he's about to get a gun power up. So now you just went from 3 to 7. So he's got a whole bunch of new stuff. So that's like the striker. So he shoots like the little electric ball, and anything else in range gets hit by that. Yeah, see, look at that. Oh, that's so neat. Hi. So let's see if もう少しボスだね。Alright, so Nishizawa-san says he really wants to beat the boss. じゃあちょっと早くてプラミトルの方に移動しちゃいましょう。So he's got the flamethrower. That's the gun level 7 is the flamethrower, which is one of my personal favorites. Okay, he's got the save point. He's at the boss. じゃああと4分ぐらいので倒せますか
？4分逆に4分引っ張れと。はい。
Alright, we only have a few minutes left. Let's see if Nishizawa-san can beat the very first boss. This is a throwback to the OG Blaster Master. Let's see if Nishizawa-san here can defeat Mother Brain. No relation to another franchise that you may know. So, ボスはいろんなガンダムに弱点がありますよね。
で、こいつが炎が弱点なのが、実はこいつ植物のイメージなんですね。植物は火に弱いっていう。
Yeah, so bosses will have different weaknesses to different gun levels. So of course, Mother Brain being more of like a plant matter type thing, it's weak to fire. 全然間に合いましたね。
よかった。
It's like, oh, you beat it with plenty of time to spare. Well done. Ah, 面白かったね. And yeah, so we got 10 codes given out to all of you. Thank you so much for sharing the Fred the Froggo love in the chat. We really hope you guys enjoy your copies of Blaster Master Zero. I mean, if you like the game, please check it out on Steam. We got the Blaster Master 2 on there, and then coming July 29th, Blaster Master Zero 3. じゃあ西澤さん、今日ありがとうございました。
はい、
楽しかったです。まあこれから7月まで頑張りましょう。
はい、頑張ります。
So we're gonna give it our all as we go full tilt towards getting Blaster Master 03 in you guys' hands for July 29th, 2021. Once again, I want to thank you, every single one of you, for hanging out in the chat with us today. I'm so hyped that it doesn't even feel like it's almost 3 in the morning here in Japan. So once again, thank you all so much, and a special thank you to everyone over as part of the NGPX team. You guys have been absolute all-stars for putting this together and setting this all up. So everyone, please give all your love to the NGPX staff. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. So for all the users who won the raffle, enjoy your Blaster Master Zero. You pick up the games 50% off on Steam right now. That's right, Stop Skeletons, you missed it, bro. You gotta check out Blaster Master 03. 03. Alright guys, until next time, we will see you later. I believe Axis Games is up next, so stick around for Axis Games. Until next time, we will see y'all later. Good night. Bye.
Axis Games coming up next.
gonna assume that I'm alive now, and I'm just gonna start talking. How's it going, y'all? Thank you guys for joining us for NGPX. This is Sammy Fish. I do a lot of the streams for Axis on Thursdays at 3 p.m. So a little bit of time today, but you know. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining us for NGPX on this morning. I saw a lot of the stuff that we had to show before, and I'm super excited for not only the Axis tiles that were shown off, but a lot of the other stuff that was shown as well. So the game that we're going to be doing today is called Cold Realize Wintertide Miracles. This is a game that was recently released on the Switch just on the 25th, so not too long ago. And along with that came a limited edition release, which comes with a nice, awesome acrylic keychain that is not best shown on stream, but is shown, and an awesome pins of all the main characters of the show. So we have that up on the Axis store. So if you guys go to axisgames.com, it'll be in the store there, which is where you can get that. Anyway, so we're doing Wintertide Miracles today. This is the one of the fan discs to a game called Code Realize. This is the second fan disc of it, so the third game of it. And this was a pretty anticipated release because a lot of people really love the world of Code Realize, and this is sort of like the next the re-dive back into that world. So it's been great, and obviously you heard, guys, the intro song. The intro song is also really cool. But unfortunately, I was talking during the middle of it, so you guys didn't hear very much of it. Anyway, so we're going to show off a little bit of the game today. This is something that we're really looking forward to. You saw some of the other Otome titles that are getting announced. That is sort of like the same wheelhouse. So if you guys are interested in Otome games, obviously Axis is the place to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a triangle date. There's a bunch of other things that are attached to the game as well. So there is at the bottom here, there's like this sort of tree thing keeping the Christmas motif. But there's a bunch of characters down here. You can do some of these solo playthroughs right here. So these are the solo playthroughs of all of the main characters of the story. And you can see they're all right here. And I won't be doing these. These will be these are slightly longer, so they have a lot of in-depth story based on the characters, and they pertain to the story and basically their reactions to certain things that have happened. But we'll be doing a triangle date. So what a triangle date is basically that there'll be two characters that you're able to pick, and then there's going to be a story that is based on the interactions between those two characters and Cardia, the main character. So that'll be the thing here is that'll be you select one of these characters and then all of that. What's really cool about this is actually that not only do you get to sort of find the interaction between your two favorite characters, but also what's cool about it is that the interactions are all different. So based on the two characters that you pick, they'll obviously have interactions that are unique to them as characters, but also sort of if they have different characters, there's one that we did on our stream, on the Axis game stream itself, where we did Van Helsing and Impy, and that was a very interesting back and forth because one character is very serious while every character is very
Chicos, lamento la demora. Tuve que ir a almorzar y buscar el estuche de los lentes para tener que leer los comentarios. Ya llevamos una hora. Me vine bien almorzado. Uroboros me imagino que tuvo que irse. Le voy diciendo, bro, gracias por acompañarme. Tienes trabajo, lo sé. ¿Alguien me puede decir en qué estamos? Estamos en otro juego. El de Code Release, disponible para el 25 de febrero de este año. Quienes estén en los comentarios, por favor haga presencia. Todavía seguimos teniendo tres espectadores. Chicos, por favor, quienes están aquí viendo el directo hagan presencia en comentarios
On my stream,
para yo
actually,
poder
I
saber.
had one of my co-hosts tell me about MP Barbicane, which was a new one to me. There's a lot of like Victor based off Victor Frankenstein, and Lupin based off of the Thief. Like all of those like kind of make sense, but that one was new.
Scarlet
So there's
Nexus.
like also stuff. A lot of stuff to be learned from it.
Tales
But
of
what's really
Series
cool is that
25
like a lot
aniversario.
of those
Todo esto lo está publicando Bandai Namco.
characters are able to take that sort of like archetype and like fit it into these characters while also Code Realize putting their own spin on those characters as well. It's a pretty interesting take on the characters in general because they're obviously being thrusted in an entirely different world. So if you haven't played an Otome game before, you'll be kind of like me 5 months ago. So this is sort of a new thing for me as well. But so what Otome games are basically that you play the role. It's sort of like a visual novel.
Aquí es de lo que tenga que durar.
Interactive fiction, basically, where it is basically you take the role of a character and you play through the story while interacting with a bunch of other characters that happen to also be main characters. So by that I mean that in this game Code Realize that we are playing as the main character Cardia, and there is these main characters like Lupin, like Van Helsing, and stuff like that. And throughout the story, like what's really cool about it is that there's a lot of like really popular voice actors. You'll hear them like if you're like me who watches a lot of anime, then you'll notice a lot of the voice actors in the show or in the game as well, and you'll notice them from your favorite shows, which is really cool because a lot of these guys are like phenomenal voice actors that gets to show off during this. So there's a lot of like voiced lines. There's a lot of good interactions between characters and stuff like that. So you'll hear a lot of like really good stuff. So like this is a playthrough that I have not played before. I think at this point I have
¿Raza está por ahí?
4 of them. I think I've done 4 of the triangle dates, something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I've done a few of them. And yeah, they're all entirely different, which is really cool. And they even take different perspectives as well. Not all of them are done entirely from the perspective of Cardia, so it's not all done from the perspective of the main story. So there's different moods, there's different motifs, there's different stories to be told in these little snippets. If you like a character, like if you have a favorite character, then there will be the solo stories, which I showed you underneath. Those stories are meant for like exploring a singular character in depth to like a huge degree. So there's like a little bit something for everything, and those stories are really long. I would love to do one of those stories because I would probably just do a Van Helsing story the entire time. But those stories are very long and they provide a lot of in-depth storytelling to the characters. So I mean, there's what's nice about these as well is that a lot of these is there's minor spoilers to the main storyline, to the very first one, Guardians of Rebirth. But for the most part, what's nice about it is that if you're like watching this and you're like, oh, I really like these character designs and I really like the story and the music, which is a lot of some of the things that I got really attached to through playing through Code Realize. You can go back to the previous one and there's a lot to be told in the story. I'm also sorry if I go too slow or go too fast at certain points, because I am reading other things as well. But yeah. But I mean, it gives you more reason to check out the game yourself, I guess. so Code Realize, as you can sort of see in the background, takes place in this really like steampunky world. A lot of gears and stuff like that in the background. This is a pretty motif that people understand pretty normally. But what's really cool about this is that the steampunk aspect is actually taken into account for a lot of the characters as well. So like character like Impy Barbicane, who's sort of flamboyant and outgoing, like plays off that really well, and being a character that is supposed to be like building and fixing stuff and stuff like that.
Ok, ya está mostrando lo que es de los juegos,
So, like,
de,
this one, I remember,
de lo que es un
when
poquito
I
de
did
como el juego.
my playthrough when I did my playthrough of the first one, we did, who did I say I did? I did Impy and Van Helsing, right? And when I did that, it was a way different story. It was a way different story, despite it having Van Helsing in it. So it was like, it had Impy, which was the different aspect of it. But it had it was like incredibly different, which was really cool. So like, for what was I saying? So like, this character is like a pretty serious character.
Personaje Sergio.
Impy is like a really
Sergio.
sort of like
Sergio.
outgoing character.
Eso estará para el clip. Serio.
So it's like those interactions are way different. Or will be way different from how Lupin has. Okay. So I got through most of what I wanted to say. Sorry about that. I'm looking at chat now. So you guys can, if you guys have any questions on how the game is played or anything like that, I'd love to ask, or I'd love to answer them as best as I can. Yes,
Me parece que esta transmisión va a ser más larga de lo que pensé.
Like I said, like what's really cool, I think what's really cool about novels or characters like this, like everybody knows, everybody sort of knows about characters like Victor Frankenstein. Everybody knows about characters like Van Helsing because they've taken so many different places in literature and in media in general. And so those characters, like if you've read those books or if you've consumed that media that is based off of those other characters, you will see a lot of similarities to those characters, and then you'll see a lot of differences as well. What's neat is that those characters are so famous and have taken such a
Voy a estar revisando una cosa
stand in
y
literature
por lo
that you
consecuente
can sort of put your own twist on it, so then it's like it becomes its own thing, which is really cool. So then like that's why a lot of that's why personally I like Van Helsing. Like if you've watched some media, like if you watch anime, Helsing ends up being a pretty different character in anime than he does in this
como
game,
tipo de
which is
novela
really
visual.
cool. Like in this game, he's very much more suave. He's very much cool, and like there's other shows or other animes or other medias where they show off Van Helsing to be like really hard, or he becomes sort of like more oriented towards the killing aspect or like the hunting aspect of the character. I am kind of referring to Helsing.
Nunca sería como que con Helsing.
That's only because
Solamente es porque
I had recently watched it and I thought it was super cool.
A ver, voy a subirle un poquito.
Relatively
Sería relativo
how to say,
para decir
my full plunge into absorbing a lot of like voice acting and stuff like that has been recently.
se está refiriendo adaptación de
has
voz.
been recently my plunge has been recently deeper, is how to say. It's an incredible anime. And the cool thing is that, like, if you do, like me, if you watch a lot of anime, you'll notice a lot of the characters.
¿Ha visto anime?
Actually, in animes, a lot of the time, those voice actors get work in Otome games as well.
Sí.
And some of the voice actors are, like, incredible. I don't know if you guys have, like, like, really like voice actors the way that I do, because I really feel like that voice actors, voice actors really sort of take the characters to, like, the next level. But it's like, if you're like me, like, Junichi Sawabe is, like, one of my favorite voice actors of all time. And he is, like, that dude as a voice actor is, like, incredible.
Lo tengo que poner así para que no
That's,
se...
like, part of, like, my
para que no se vaya.
Van Helsing. Yeah, it's like a lot of other Suave fans, right? Because he's so good, right? Like, that's the thing. Everything he does is so good. There's a show we watched recently where we're just like, oh man, look at this character. He's so neat. He's all right. And then you hear Suave's voice, and you're like, immediately, you feel it. Impy is best boy. You're not the only person who thinks that. I think my Otome co-host, which when we do the Access streams, which is usually on Thursday at 3 p.m.,
para aquellos que quieran recomprar este videojuego, no olviden que hay demasiados artículos en la parte de abajo a la izquierda. Ahí se muestra llaveros, tacillos y ese arte que está hermoso.
So you guys know, obviously, Lupin, like, if you watch anime, if you read literature, if you watch Netflix now, you sort of understand Lupin as the character, right? The archetype of the gentleman thief, one of the more famous ones, right? So that is sort of similarly, or what the character would be based off of.
Solo falta de comunidad. A ver qué pasó.
Morikubo, yes, Morikubo is also a great
Morikubo.
Huge fan of his.
Están hablando de Morikubo. Mejor que Pinturillo.
I have to look at the Switch controller routinely so I don't mess things up. But yeah, so if you guys like, what's really cool is that the Otome, how to say, development world is pretty pretty, I don't want to say tight knit, but a lot of them work with each other pretty routinely. So you'll hear a lot of, like, if you like a lot of the voice actors, like Suabe, is also in a Cafe Enchanté, which I'm doing like a personal playthrough of. And he's also incredible in that. But like what more I'm saying is that like a lot of those characters, or a lot of those voice actors that you really love get borrowed over into other games as well. So I mean, we had 3 trailers for the new games that are coming up, like that we announced previously, like Dairoku, and then Olympia Soiree, and Variable Barricade. Which variable, you guys let me know, like, let me know which, if you guys watched the Otome trailers, let me know which ones you guys are most excited for. Because personally, I am very, very excited for Variable Barricade. I'm a huge rom-com fan, and that is, like, having an Otome game to play through, like, as a rom-com, like, I'm very excited for it. Oh, look at the Variable Barricade fans. Yeah! I can't wait to get that game in my hands. You best believe I'm going to do a playthrough on stream of that.
Está todavía comentando.
Personally, to my friends, that there's that they were very
Saku
excited
Helios.
for Dairoku. and I'm also really excited for it. Yes, that's part of it, is that the art is incredible. The art looks really, really good, right? New fan of Soa's work, so you're a little biased. Well, understandably, right? Understandably. I'm definitely gonna support Variable Barricade because if a rom-com does well, maybe we'll do Cupid Parasite. If so, you know what's really cool is, so I have been exploring the world of Otome pretty recently. It hasn't been even more than half a year. But what's been really cool is that not only is the Otome fan base like really tight knit, but they also support a lot of games in the Otome, because the Otome games aren't like that sort of subgenre isn't huge. But what's really cool is that when you're in the position that I'm in, you get to see a lot of the love and support that Otome games get, and that part is super cool. If anything, you can really relate to that, where it's just people love something so much that they like support a bunch of different games. And then what's cool is that they're also, even if an Otome fan is not 100% into like a motif or a theme or something like that, they always find something to love about the game. Like, if they'll love a voice actor, or they'll love a character, or they'll love the story, like there's always like something that I jump into it and go, oh, okay, this is the this is the reason why I really like this story, or this is the reason why I really like this game. And that's awesome. I think that's really cool. I play a lot of different games, so I'm a fighting game
Está comentando sobre todo su trayecto de como jugador y como desarrollador.
I play a lot, mostly multiplayer games, like shooters and stuff like that. Shooters, fighters, MOBAs, a lot of multiplayer-based games. So when I jump into something like this, like Otome games, which don't have like a multiplayer for you to sort of play with other friends with, it's so cool that a lot of people interact with each other and talk to each other about their favorite games. They talk about their favorite moments. They talk about what games they want to be localized. They talk about what games they want to have fan discs. All of that stuff is super duper cool. It's different. It's different for me. Oh, sorry, I missed a couple ones. My name is Sammy Fish. I might have maybe caught that off a little bit. I do a lot of fighting game commentary, so when there isn't a huge pandemic going on, you might see me on some other streams. And yeah, my Twitch is just twitch.tv/SammyFish. I usually do personal games there, games that I enjoy.
Te voy a bajar acá.
Sometimes
Se capta mucho.
that's fighting games,
Sí, se capta mucho el micrófono con el audio.
More Otome stuff, I do at least 2 Otome streams on the Access channel every week on Thursday at 3 p.m. So that will be twitch.tv/accessgames. That's what I do Otome games. We do also a lot of giveaways on the Access stream as well. So every now and then we'll give away a free code to a game that we're recently thinking about, talking about, etc., etc. Or we'll do sort of like huge giveaway to pair with the release of a game. And with all of the ones that are coming out in
ese milagro que no se escucha ruido. Eso sí. Dios mío. A tocar. Se me cayó esto.
If you guys want to see those games get played by yours truly, then so I'm currently doing a Café Enchanté playthrough. So that would be that is literally my very first time playing in an Otome game through on my own, no questions asked, no going through like a playthrough guide or anything, like just going in blind and making mistakes, which has already happened. Oh, my name's spelled with an I, SAMIFISH. Sorry.
Una novela visual.
Yeah, the only reason I chose Café Enchanté because the music's incredible. The music's incredible. What was I gonna say? Sorry, I pressed too many buttons. You guys are gonna hear some sounds. I'm sorry about that. Please chalk that up to. Please chalk that up to pandemic streaming. I beg of you.
Pandemic.
All right, I don't have any way to turn that off. Chuck that up to pandemic streaming. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, to reiterate what I was saying about Cafe Enchanté, the reason why I'm doing Cafe Enchanté is because first of all, I worked also in a cafe. I really relate to the main character, Kotone. Because a lot of the things that happened with Kotone in the story, or Kotone in the story, are things that happened in my life personally as well. So I really relate to the character herself. But also, what the other thing is that I love coffee. I love coffee. So as you can see, I usually keep coffee on me routinely. And you'll see that on quite a bit of my streams. But it's a lot of like what I've fallen in love with the game so far is that the story is incredible. It's really cool, the different aspects of fantasy. I'm a big D&D fan, so the fantasy aspect's really cool to me, and also the music. The music's super good. But yes, sorry I haven't answered all of them. Sorry for the little bit of
Vamos a ver qué noticias nos tienen.
I'm sorry about that. Please chalk that up to pandemic streaming.
Dungeon Crawler para Enter Game para
Since
Visual
this is
Novel.
wrapping up as well, I want to first off thank everybody who's joining me for the stream. This was really fun. I love seeing all the new faces who are enjoying Otome games as well. I saw a lot of people who are calling for localization of specific games. I love it. Please continue to let us know what games are your favorite. Not only games that we've also released, but games that you would like to see us work with in the future. Obviously, you know, we try our best to make as many Otome fans as happy as possible, and we really hope that games like Dairoku and like Olympia Soiree and Variable Barricade, which are some of the next games that are coming out from Access Games, will be games that you really enjoy and you continue to support that. I know that a lot of the times you guys watch and put tweets in our Twitter or
hablando
chat
con
and maybe see that,
una chica que se llama Isa
they're
Fernández.
not localizing our favorite games or anything like that. Note that a lot of the times we do read
gente, les voy recordando que el día de hoy a las 8 de la noche horario Colombia se va a estrenar el Tortugas por Siempre, un fandom latino hecho por Félix Zero.
Thank you guys for joining me for this. Thank you guys again for joining me and understanding that I am just a humble streamer in the pandemic era. Please, guys, look forward to the next releases that we have for Otome
hasta
games.
ahora van a terminar.
I appreciate you guys who have been so kind to me as I watched in the stream chat. You guys have been super kind to me as I have stumbled my way through the end of this. So, please, like I said, if you guys like more of this, Access Games will be the Twitch channel. If you guys want to see or want to pick up your own copy, you guys can go to accessgames.com.
Okay, parece
Thank you
que
guys,
ya.
everybody. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and yeah, let's just love some more Otome games. Thank you.
Idea Factory International coming up next.
Bueno, parece que ya terminó lo de ArcSys Games. Nos vamos a Ideas Factory y tomemos un descanso. Muy bien. Parece que no hay ninguno por aquí. A ver. Todavía estamos en descanso. Y el siguiente ya sería Ideas Factory. Nos queda Ideas Factory, Natsume, Nice America, Gunvault America y Art System Works. Ok. Parece que ya están listos. Bueno, empezarán pronto.
We good? Yeah? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Idea Factory International. We're gonna do a little change of pace here. Slow it down. Slow it down. We'd like to thank NGPX for supporting us.
¿Cómo lo están haciendo?
And also announcing the good announcements for NGPX. This includes Death and Request Switch title announcement, the Neptunia Reavers release date announcement, and the title announcement of Mary Skelter Finale. We also announced the Mary Skelter Finale Limited Edition, which you could add to your wish list today. Limited edition is available for pre-order soon for $104.99. That is in USD.
Bien, Ideas Factory ya tengo su Twitch.
And qualifies for free US domestic shipping. Also adding to your wish list will notify you when the pre-orders are live, so make sure you wish list today. Also,
ya apareció.
And maybe newcomers alike, we are doubling the pudding points. Get double the amount of pudding points on purchases on the IFI and the online store today until March 11th, 11 a.m.
Parece que los delaté. Oh, Dios mío.
Instead of 5% back, you get 10%.
No, que estaba, a ver, estaba buscando el Twitch de Ideas Factory y claramente me gustó que lo hayan puesto.
Specifically 3 giveaway questions, and each winner, well, the first 2 winners, the first giveaway and second giveaway, will get the standard edition copy of Neptunia Virtual Stars.
Or the Switch.
And the
or
grand
the Steam
prize
version.
winner, sorry. And the grand prize winner will receive the Neptunia Virtual Stars limited edition. Limited edition. You can choose between the PlayStation 4 version or
Mario Sculptor Finale, lanzado para Nintendo Switch y PlayStation 4 en 2021.
That's this month.
Whoa.
My God.
There are 29 days in this month? Wait, it's not anymore.
29 days.
Got any jumpers?
Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, we're Idea Factory International. My name is Rob Dizzle, or call me Robbie, and we have the lovely co-host here as well.
Oh, Zandragon. Hello.
Zandragon.
And we have two very special guests today.
Tenemos dos invitados
you guys wanna
especiales.
introduce yourselves? First, starting with your name.
Empezando por el nombre.
You want to go first? Okay, you go first.
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, my name is Rain, and I work as an editor. Oh,
well, he's got the guitar, so that's kind of like he's like number one, like the
like-
guitar guy.
Y ya la empezaron a
Electric
cagar.
is number one.
That's it. That's it.
That's my order.
Okay.
I'm just maybe I'm a little different.
Dude, just vibe.
No, I'm just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for asking. My name is Rain, and I'm an editor here. I get to work on a lot of the cool titles, and happy to be here.
What is your current project that you've been working on for the IFI localization team?
Well, the last game we just worked on was Mary Skelter Finale, which was just announced, which we're really excited about. So I'm excited to answer some questions and tell you guys all about some of the new systems and the new characters that are coming.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then we also
Parece que
have...
Ideas Factory
Sorry,
utiliza
Rain, were you
Discord.
gonna say something else?
Oh, that was it.
Okay, great. All right.
He's just riffing. He's riffing over here. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Valles. I am a localization editor as well. Me and Rain have the same job title.
Yep.
We do the same thing.
Yep. Every day.
He just has a guitar, so
That's it.
that's
Yeah.
kind of where he was. That's
Estoy
why he went
buscando
first.
si tienen Discord
Even
esta
though we're on the
gente.
same job, like he has the guitar, so he was.
Yeah.
That's why he was number one.
Going back to, I guess we could stick with Alex. I know you have been very heavily invested in the Neptunia franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of, we are going to be releasing Neptunia Reverse for the PlayStation 5 on June 8th and June 11th in North America and Europe, respectively.
Yeah.
Do you have any excitement? You got any like cool stuff to say about Neptunia? Or I guess you can kind of talk about Neptunia in general and your involvement with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, for Reverse and specific, Neptunia Reverse, this is our first PlayStation 5 title, so sick. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun to think about, like, you know, if you a fan of the Neptunia series maybe didn't have a Vita or wasn't for some reason able to play it on PC, this is kind of an introduction. This couldn't be their introduction to that classic title. One of the first ones that we did. Just you know, enhanced and kind of like a definitive edition of it on the PS5.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, I've been
Dios
working on
mío.
the series since V2, Mega Dimension Neptunia V2, which is our first PS4 title, and the series has always been a ton of fun. It's a funny one, so I enjoy working on the text a lot because there's just a lot of jokes in it. The humor is great. Characters are really cute. So yeah, what's not to like?
Yeah, do people not like cute things?
I don't know. Probably. There's
I love
always,
anything.
yeah,
They're fun.
well, probably some people are kind of like, nah, like cute. No,
Cute?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me?
Yeah. Boot to cute.
Yeah.
Boot to cute.
If you want a little
Cute
horror
boot.
in your cute, though, you know, you want Mary Skelter Finale.
There,
that's
I
what it's
love
all
the
about.
segue. Thanks
Yeah,
for
that's
bringing
coming
it.
from
That's
Guitar Guy.
Spooky, yeah.
Dude,
That's
you
it.
guys are pros at this.
that's
I love
it.
it.
Yeah.
Hi, you're listening to IFI Radio on NGPX.
Vamos a buscar el GPS.
Jason Nepley on Nepcase.
Oh.
This is, Morning Becomes
Neplectic. One of the really cool things, though, about Mary Skelter Finale, you know, really exciting, is
Yeah.
that for people who haven't played the first two games, we have a whole before story,
Yes.
which includes all of the chapters and stuff, so you can get familiar with all of the characters and
Oh,
their
sick.
backgrounds and all the bosses they fought and all
Yeah.
the enemies.
Oh, nice. And it's like
and then
it's
to
like
use
is,
that.
is it like the visual novel style? Like it's just like the whole story?
Yes, yeah, yeah. So you can read all the dialogue and stuff. So for visual novel,
A la
fans,
señorita no se le
you know,
escucha
Mary Skelter is pretty
demasiado.
dialogue heavy to begin with.
Está muy
Being
muy
able to
alejada.
Kind of revisit all of that gives a really good refresher for new, old fans and new fans alike, which I'm really excited about. It's really cool. All the characters kind of get their time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Where are we on time right now? 9 minutes. Okay.
All right, we're done. Thanks everyone for coming.
That's it. That's all we have.
Yeah.
But I'm just kidding.
See everyone. Bye.
Oh man.
I guess for Rain, in Mary Skelter, what was your first title in? Did you start right from the beginning in localization for Mary Skelter? The first one, Nightmares? Or?
No, I didn't work on Nightmares or Mary Skelter 2.
Okay.
But same translators. So we kind of worked collectively as a team to look at all the story and see where this story picks up. And the cool thing about Mary Skelter Finale is it actually picks up like literally 7 seconds after the first game ends, Mary Skelter 1. And so
Is it literally 7 seconds? Is
literally,
it like,
it's literally, you see the countdown
Yeah.
and then boom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And then, but you don't have to wait too long for
7
anything to
seconds
hit
is
the
not a
pin.
long time.
Hashtag
Not a long
count to
time.
7.
No,
Everyone in the
no.
chat, hashtag count to 7.
That's it.
Hashtag
And
count
then
to
after
7.
this, exactly. It's so in the first game, the whole thing about Mary Skelter is there's this massive jail called jail.
Don't want to go there.
Inescapable prison.
Right.
And without giving too much away.
Don't do it.
Well, you know, you just gotta
Just
do
a
it.
little.
I, you know,
Yeah,
no,
just
I
a
don't
little
want. I
bit.
don't want to look into it.
Hey,
You
can
know,
I
you're
get a
gonna
little
see
bit?
it. All right. Well,
Everybody
so here's the
count
thing.
to
It's
7.
inescapable, but they got out.
Yeah. Oh.
But the thing is,
okay.
well, no, you know,
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say out of the frying pan, out of the fire. No,
It's okay.
10 words. You know,
Start
Sometimes-
again.
Yeah.
That's why you got
Out
the
of
guitar. I
frying
got the
pan,
guitar to
that's it.
speak for you.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Wow. Jeez.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fire.
Yeah. Super fire.
Before we, so I also didn't mention this in the beginning, which I should have. But we will be playing the Japanese version of Mary Skelter Finale.
Sick.
Yes, we will
and-
be.
First peek.
Yeah, so cool first peek in Mary Skelter Finale. Again, this is the Japanese version. Nothing is finalized on this yet, but we're excited to kind of share that amongst you guys, especially those who are fans of dungeon crawlers. Again, this is
There
a
you go.
dungeon crawler, and those that are just fans of the series in general. So
Yeah.
we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, do you guys want to do the giveaway?
Nah, I'm not. Something to do.
Well, before first we go to the
No
giveaway.
giveaways.
Do you want to show off the standard edition, Xander?
I'm just kidding.
Of the giveaway. Hold on, I gotta put this guitar down.
All right, put it down.
Yeah.
You need a
so-
stand? I got it. Oh, never mind.
Nah.
It's just Rain's guitar, anyways. Just throw it.
Yeah, just throw
somewhere.
it. It's just a Taylor.
yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, Xana. Do you? So again, we're gonna have the first giveaway coming up, and the first giveaway winner will get the.
Yes.
Whoa. Wait, can I see that? What is that?
You like VTubers?
Wow.
Yeah.
We got a game
Wow.
for you.
So yeah, we'll be giving away either
Ojalá
a
Shira estuviera aquí.
PS4 version of Neptunia Virtual Stars, or if y'all don't have a PlayStation 4, we do have Steam codes that we'll be able to give out to you. But the game launches when, Robbie, on Steam?
On March 20th. Wait, reverb.
Oh,
Hold on.
reverb.
Ready? March 29th. Thank you.
There you go. So
Hot.
yeah, and then for those of you who don't know Neptunia Virtual Stars, it is a Neptunia game where
Yes.
the
Yes.
goddesses are sent to Virtual Land, which is like a virtual world, and they have to save Planet Emote from Auntie's content, and you get to save like real life VTubers.
Creo que debería
Yeah.
traer algo de agua.
Yeah.
Be it.
A lot of content in that game.
Alex,
So-
what was your? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was
Continue,
gonna say,
Xana. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say, to participate in the giveaway, we'll be asking a quiz question, and then you just have to answer the question in the chat. Don't spam it because you'll be timed out. So just answer the question in the chat, and then we will do a like a random roll to choose the winner using Nightbot.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
So you guys want to do the first question, the giveaway question?
Sure.
NGPX mods, are you guys ready for the question?
Yeah, we're
Question
ready.
1.
Question 1. Do I read
Pregunta uno.
Yes, you can read it.
Oh, also, if you win, you get a song from one of these three.
Or all of us. Or
Yes, or from all of us.
some. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we.
Ando
So
con-
that's something that we do at our live streams every week. Every giveaway winner gets a song.
Esto va a ser para largo.
All right, for the first giveaway. I hope you were listening to us talk. don't even
I
know
hope
if
so,
they-
because there's a lot of reverb.
yeah. there was a lot of-
La Rivera.
Sorry, excuse me.
The question is, for a chance to win a Neptunia Virtual Stars Standard Edition or Steam Code, when will Mary Skelter Finale launch for PS4/Nintendo Switch? When? It will be the season and the year.
The season and the year.
There it is. People
yeah.
got it. Yes.
Thank
yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, sí.
Should we get
Do you
some...
need to capitalize F and fall? You do not.
Nope.
Good question though.
All
Hay que hacer eso con
lowercase.
raza.
You can also do sticky caps.
Yep.
You can also just make sure the numbers are correct though.
Yeah, numbers gotta be good.
2,
Numbers.
0, 2, 1. In that order,
Right.
baby.
I should have been like, you know, the answer's like right there in our banner on the side of the screen.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wow, we gave it away for you.
No.
Yes. Will it? Because I know
Oh,
the
no,
question.
actually, I guess not.
Maybe.
It might be. I mean, you never know. Some people.
That's true.
Some people just don't got it.
Yeah. Very true.
You got it, or you don't.
Also, the winner of the giveaway will also get a very special song.
Right.
From us.
From us.
To you.
From us to you.
Just a couple more
Ask
seconds.
Yep.
Let's give it 10.
From us to you. When you're
Can
here.
you guys count down to 10 like
Your family.
soulfully, like in
Yeah,
a
me
music
toca ponerle un
Okay,
poquito más.
Yeah.
Count down from 10?
count? Yeah.
9, 8, 7,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, looks like someone already won. That hat guy.
The hat guy.
Me encanta esta gente, me
Okay, so
encanta.
we're gonna implement your name into a song.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Who's
that guy?
So the hat guy?
Hat guy.
Alright.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? That hat guy.
That hat guy. Alright, I got a song for you.
Viva
that
la
hat
guy.
Hat guy. Go
This
ahead.
song is in C, and it's
Nice.
called I Got a Harmonica in My Mouth, and I Wish It Was That Hat Guy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yo.
Congratulations, hat guy. You got a hat
Felicidades,
on
hat
your
guy.
head, and I got a harmonica, and I wish it was that hat guy.
Está bueno.
Who's that guy? Is that hat guy?
¿Quién es Hawkeye? ¿Y dónde está Hawkeye? Hawkeye.
Congratulations, that hat guy.
Hey, this is content.
Sería el contenido.
Content.
You guys
If you like content,
content?
if you like content,
You guys like content?
you play Neptunia Virtual Stars. Content
That's it.
is
Content is
in the game.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
That hat guy, send us a message, a whisper to our Idea Factory INTL account, and we will get your info for your copy and our info is down here. Idea Factory
That's it.
INTL. Send us a whisper.
Very cool.
That
Whisper.
hat guy. That's
Okay.
a great name.
Send
By
us
the way,
a
that
hat
hat
guy.
guy.
What
What kind of hat do you have?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
a
let's-
hat.
let's
We got two
ask
hats
him.
in the
Yeah.
chat.
That
Two
hat.
hats
We got
in the
3
chat
hats.
right now.
Bucket hat.
This is
We
a
got
hat
2
guy.
hat guys in the chat right now.
Ooh.
Damn.
Chat guys and hat guys.
Ooh.
Oh.
Chat hat
I
guys.
got one.
Hat
I
chat
got a
guys.
hat
Lord.
too. I want to be one.
Ooh.
Hat guy, hat gal.
Hat.
Hat
Hat fam.
Okay.
That hat gal.
That's it.
Yeah.
That hat
What's that?
gal.
Hey, can you guys just like spam? No, don't spam.
Yeah,
Never
don't spam,
mind.
don't spam, don't spam.
Just can you just
No,
put
no, no.
hashtag hats? That
Hats.
just make
Yeah,
that'd be really
yeah,
funny.
Hats.
That being said, I know we promised you we're gonna show some gameplay for Mario Scouts finale. So Xanda, are you ready to hop into battle?
dude.
Yes.
Oh, eso sería.
Let me see. Actually, maybe.
That's a no.
Eso ya. ¿Quién lo
She's
sabe?
not
I got
ready,
so
but she
lost
will be
in,
shortly.
music, you know?
Milady.
Esta gente es divertida, de verdad.
Here we go.
Let's get a hat song.
Y aquí va.
I love cats.
Okay, I'm in.
Amo los
I
gatos.
love hats. I got tats on my backs.
It's really
Look
Oh,
at my
wow, we're getting followers. Sorry.
Look at my hats and my tats and my cats. Give them a pat on the back.
That's why they call me
Oh.
Dang, the
What are we
Hack
doing
got
again?
2
Oh yeah,
songs?
we're on a stream.
We're jamming, dude. Oh, actually, no, we're streaming. My bad.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Serious mode, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we're in
Serious
Mary's Skeleton finale.
Here we go.
Alright, so here we are in the game. It is
Ok,
the
ahora sí van a mostrar el juego como tal y como es. Para primero animar y después ya mostrarlo todillo.
As we mentioned before, yeah,
Ok.
so we're doing like a really small sneak peek because we will be talking more about the game in the future.
Debemos ganar más seguidores y más espectadores, muchachos, un apoyo.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know what Mary Skelter is a first-person like dungeon crawler.
Ahora sí.
So,
No me deja.
and Rain, would you like to talk about like the story a little bit? So what's kind
Yeah,
of like
of course.
the premise in general? Like I know we talked about it before, but just a recap for those who are just joining. So like,
Sure.
why are we in a dungeon? What are we trying to
Okay.
do?
What are we trying to do? We're
what are
trying
we
to
doing?
break
What's
out
going
of
on?
jail.
What's
So
going on,
jail,
fellas?
Jail is basically this enormous, like, inescapable living prison town. And this is actually the setting for all of the Mary Skelter games. Some backstory: what happened was a city in Japan sank underground into a crater and became populated by these monsters called Martians. And the jail itself is actually a reference to the Beanstalk from Jack and the Beanstalk, and that is like this big living prison. And all the characters live inside of it. They don't know a life outside of it. They don't know what Earth looks like or the surface. They just know the jail. And some of the characters, or actually most of the characters that you can play as, are called Blood Maidens, and they're like half human, half Martian, sorry. And they are based off of these fairy tale characters. So you have Red Riding Hood, who's sort of the de facto kind of like big sister leader of the group. You have
They're actually, she's actually in my party.
yeah, they're honestly very good. So you get to use them in turn-based combat, exploring the dungeon, and basically solving these puzzles called gimmicks and overcoming these traps and stuff in order to get to the top of tower and escape. So
Nice.
Eventually they'll run into these monsters called nightmares, which are super powerful, like unbeatable monsters that can't be destroyed or don't become vulnerable until you destroy something called a core. So your goal is to progress through the dungeon, find the core, destroy it, take down the nightmare, or face certain demise, or be trapped in the prison forever.
I'm clearly like already lost.
Someone asked the question: is it only one jail or multiple across the game?
So for the first two games there was the jail, but in the second one, or sorry, the third installment, the final one, what happens is, well, not to give too much away, but 7 seconds after the first game's out, they ascend and they make it to the surface and like, yeah, we're free. This is what we spent 2 games trying to do. And then, whoa, stuff hits the fan. They meet this murderous girl gang called Masker Pink. And they're like these super evil baddies, and they kind of kick their butts. They hand their butts to them, and they're teleported, and they get sent to a new jail tower. And they discover that there's an even bigger one called the Devouring Armada Tower. Whoa. So it's kind of like I said earlier, out of the frying pan into the fire. Now there's an even bigger tower. Yeah, it's scary.
So what's really cool about this game is that Wait, I'm sorry. I'm like already like lost in the dungeon. I barely started.
You're
Did you talk about the different groups?
Oh yeah. So one cool thing that's really new, really unique about this new game is that previously all of the parties were together, being led by Jack. But in this one, because after they get their butts handed to them and they teleport into the new jail, they're split up into different factions. So there's 6 different possible characters that you can play as, and you can be able to basically explore through the different floors of the respective dungeons at the same time.
Sorry, 6 different groups?
Yeah, 6 different groups.
Okay.
There's 6 different characters.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. And they're all led by kind of the different key story characters. So like Red Riding Hood has a group.
Oh wow.
Jack has a group.
Group.
And they're all basically looking to reunite with each other and finally, live the life outside of the jail that they've opened.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called zapping. So there's
So this is
different
basically
times when
zapping right here. So in the game you can actually hit the ZR button, and then we are showing the Switch version, by the way, and you can choose and go between the different groups here. And then you said that, or did you mention that when you go to a different character, it will progress different storylines, and you have to like.
Yes. So when you get stuck, essentially, you can, if you find out, oh, I don't know how to get to the other side of the store, or whatever, you can zap, and then you'll find a way to control another party, which kind of will open new paths and give you a way to progress where the rest of the parties are doing. So it encourages you to explore and to do all of the different side quests and get to know all the characters on a much more intimate level.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So how does the game end?
Ooh. You gotta buy it in 2021 to find out. No
Sounds
secrets
good.
from me.
No hay secretos.
Spoilers
You
all out
almost
on
got
the
him.
set. I know.
I was close.
I don't want to, I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. Okay.
Really
Okay.
cool.
No, I get that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Dude, I respect you so much, Rain.
Yeah, thanks.
Ay, que alguien se lo diga.
Secret, and it's how it goes. Everything
Eh,
else is just.
aquí.
I'm an open book.
So right now we are in. So I just basically zapped over to Jack's group, and right now it's just Jack and Osu in this group.
Mhm.
But then yeah, you can basically just keep going. There's some new characters as well, and then you can just keep switching between.
Yeah, that's actually one of the coolest parts about this game is they introduced a few key new characters like Mary, who's based off of the Little Match Girl, and Pyre, who's actually one of the members of Massacre Pink, who is a little unsure, about why her sisters are so evil, and she gets separated from her sisters at the beginning of the game along with all the Blood Maidens, and ends up having to travel with Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel. So,
This is
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
Look, I like her hoodie. It's so cute.
Yeah, she's very cool, very chuny.
Rain, I know you've been mentioning a lot of these characters, and I also noticed that these characters are like very based on like fairy tale and like folklore stuff. Is there something you want to explain about their usage of like Red Riding Hood or like Alice? I don't know if you mentioned this earlier.
Oh yeah, so well, the Blood Maidens, like I said, they're born from. So if a pregnant woman is conceived
Chicos,
by a
lamentablemente yo voy a dejar
what
aquí el
happens
streaming,
is, eventually the host will become a Martian, but the
ya que lo de Art
baby
System Works
becomes
es más
Saison
adelante,
Jack.
así que
So
voy a estar al pendiente y voy a transmitir a esa hora. Un abrazo y nos vemos. Lamentablemente no puedo seguir más.
Very family friendly.
Así que muchas gracias y se me cuidan enteramente.
Right. Yeah.
Someone said, is it needed to play this one, or are they all separate? So